I'm like, are we doing this? I look like a mess today.
Where'd it go? Hi.
Yeah, we are. But my parents have the kids, so I'm like, no kids here right now. Trying to
That's good.
get some stuff done, but
I ran to the bank this morning. I wired some money to Coinbase. I said I need to buy the cock dip. That's what that post was about.
that's awesome. Yeah, I actually listened to it. For a good. I watched your podcast. Loved it, by the way.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I was cracking up when you whipped out your little flex.
My nugget. It
That had me
was
cracking
funny. I
up.
was watching myself and I saw it. And it was a reflex, pun intended.
I'm like, I don't have. It's like you had a solid. I was like, he's flexing on us, guys. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So the last time that we did these VCs, I wasn't able to sit here because I had to go pick my kids up. So like I have my
Right.
laptop was on like my hotspot on my phone, and like when I'm recording I have to click watch or it won't pull it up so to record. So so now I'm sitting here because I had the laptop recording and then I was like in another room on my phone. And so now I'm doing all of this on my laptop. I actually got like for Christmas, my mom got me. She was like, "Oh, she got me like all the stuff like
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah, it lights up and it's really cool." I try to mess with it, but uh after about an hour, I was like, "Okay, it's getting go time. I need to just record what I know." So,
Yeah, exactly. Set it up, test it out.
exactly. An hour beforehand just I need to realize like, "Hey, don't set up new things an hour beforehand." But,
This is a cool device.
oh, I love those. It's funny. Man, hey SPLR. We kind of jumped in here a little early. I was just trying to
We
like
did.
get everything set up. So, I've been in here for like the last hour or so.
Hey there.
Oh, that was loud.
How do you
How's
get
it
it?
going?
Hi.
Hey, how do you get the entrance to make a noise? I want a noise.
You got to go to your settings, I think, and it's called. Go to. Let me see.
Hey,
Oh,
mate,
I
turn down
see
your
it.
gain a little bit.
Okay, here we go.
Is it high?
Yeah.
You got.
That's hilarious.
Give
Okay,
me like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay.
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 I'm gonna turn my camera off. I'm like, I'll let some people see me like this. I don't really care. I'm not the person who
Okay.
cares.
I'll keep mine on and off. If I get interrupted, I'll turn it off.
Okay. Well, I just feel like you're the only one. So I'm like, at least it feels better like having somebody to talk to. I just wasn't expecting it. I probably would have picked a different location. But no, this is Van Ho has not been sleeping all week, so she's finally got some rest. Yeah.
Don't feel obligated to use video, even if I'm just out there.
Look, you came dressed. You got your hat. You got your shirt matches. Yeah, when Liam comes back on and stuff, I'll turn it off.
Okay.
But yeah, how was your Christmas, Sam?
It was good. We had a good time.
That's good.
Um, yeah, I always love watching my kids opening up their gifts. Open their gifts. Yeah,
It's
it's
been the
fun. It was
best. Are you very hands-on, like in the sense of like helping your wife with like Christmas, or is it like things
no. I actually shopped 2 days before.
see,
You know what I usually do? I usually buy things throughout the year,
see, that's me too.
and I can't wait until Christmas, and I just give it to them, and I say, "Okay, this is your Christmas present."
I do the
You know. And then I feel bad. I'm like, okay, well now it's Christmas and no one's gonna, I want them to open something up,
I know.
right?
Yeah, and so you would just get them like something small, but then you like kind of feel bad. No, I think.
But remember that one time, back in June, I bought the Xbox.
Remember when you got your new iPhone?
But I'm grateful because my kids, whenever I ask them to provide me with their shopping list, their wish list, they always tell me that they have everything and they don't need anything.
That's me.
And so, that touches my heart.
Yeah. I'm
They're good
also
kids.
I'm hitting that phase of life where I'm like, you know, like the kids, they love the presents, they love like, Santa and all that stuff, and it's magical. It's magical to see. But I'm telling you, like after this is over, I feel like I've been in brain soup for the last couple days. It's so much to just get like, you know, I don't know. I like to put thought into people.
Me
Like,
too.
yeah, and I take mental notes. Like if you tell me you like something, boom, I remember it. I'm gonna give you like I'm gonna remember what you like, right? Like I tried to tailor
Sure.
things, but this year I was so tired. I'm like, here's a gift card. Like, but I'm just like, you know what? Every year can't be like amazing. Like I did my best this year, but watching those kids just open their presents and seeing like that magic, the Christmas magic, like there's nothing better than that.
I get a lot of socks for Christmas.
Socks and underwear, huh?
Yeah, but I'm grateful for them because, can never have, enough socks.
My mom made me mittens.
Oh, cute.
I was really excited. Yeah, no, so, you know, I don't, so Jared, that's Edgar, by the way, if anybody here's new. He gets socks and underwear for Christmas. But it's like, God, like that stuff is so expensive. And I mean, as an adult, you like really appreciate the socks and the underwear.
Sure. By the way, if you see me gazing, I have three screens in front of me. So currently I have one directly in front of me, which is Discord. And then I have like the Love Monster stuff on the right and then on the left.
Oh, you got
So
multiple screens going.
I do.
Not me. Just got my laptop sat up in the living room. Only because like my kids aren't here, so normally I would go hide in my room or something at the desk, but I'm like they're not here. Let's just get out in the open.
Hey guys, for people who have just recently joined, so Liam's going to be on. He's about 10 minutes behind us. He's going to share some stuff with us.
So we're just kind of chatting. So if you
Yeah.
want to come up, just raise your hand, or I don't know how it works here.
Yeah, don't be shy. It's okay.
Yeah,
We won't hold
unmute.
anything against you.
I'm like, we got good people. We got Christo, Brodzilla, Fisherman. I'm like, and I don't see any of the names. I just know they're PFPs, right? Like, Mr. Chow. Oh, this guy's new.
If I were to play music, will you be able to hear it? Okay, I'm going to play something. Let's see. Ooh, let's. Okay, can you hear this? Let's see. Ready? Did you hear anything?
Mm-mm.
Okay, guess not.
I'm
I was
like,
playing Girls Want to Have Fun. Girls just want to have fun.
we could all just
That
sing
song
it.
reminds me of Goonies.
Hey, you guys. That's a good show. That's a good movie. It's a classic.
It is.
Oh, did you see we got soundboards on here? Oh, that
Where?
was
How do you access that?
the girl. So I don't know. It might be different on your screen, but like on the bottom left, you'll see like it doesn't necessarily look like a blowhorn or anything. It's like a bowl with some like sound lines,
Hmm.
but you can open it and like here's the Love Monster graphic.
Oh, there's also a pop-up came up. Adjust your soundboard volume. Let me do that. Take me there.
What's this?
Output.
Bruh.
That was loud.
Hi, who is that?
That was me.
Oh, how do you get back?
I,
Uh-oh.
I think you
Oh,
re-click that
escape.
button.
Okay. Where is it? I don't see it.
Oh. If you just popped on, hey Kryptonite, you guys are more more than welcome to unmute and kind of just hang out with us. We're just hanging out until Liam gets here. He said he needed to take care of something before he came back, so we're just kind of hanging out for now. We didn't really have much planned today because like today's like screen share day. Like I'm not asking all the questions I want to see, like the behind the scene things that I don't get to see. So I'm really excited for today's because I'm pretty sure, knock on wood, that we're expecting a good reveal today. Like that's all I can say. But I've been looking forward to that like literally like a year, right? Like cuz like there was like the Egg Night partnership and that just kind of like
We
so
have some exciting things coming soon.
yeah.
Not sure when Liam's going to announce them.
I think
People are going to be
today.
happy
Hi,
though. Hi, who's
it's
that?
Fisherman.
Hi.
Hi,
It's
how are you?
Fisherman. I just want to say hello to all folks gathered here, and I just want to say today I had the opportunity to play first time Low Monster in car. Uh, when I was going on a little trip, I was sitting behind and I was trying to play it, and I was thinking, yeah, who knows what kind of connection is going to be. We are driving on on our way, and actually, I had opportunity to play 4 or 5 battles, and everything was fine with connections. And
Awesome.
this is nice experience. Yeah,
Always
today.
good. Nice to hear that.
Yeah, I love that. What was your like
Also, I had few wins against uh, some opponents. I didn't win the, maybe
don't like
first time today.
yeah, don't let that discourage you.
Some big
Yeah.
opponents.
Yeah. You know,
I
like
can stand. I can't stand anymore losing from them. They make me feel miserable.
I
And today I had few wins, few important wins, and this is a good day today. Yes.
yay.
Good.
What was your favorite part like what was your favorite part about it?
Today, uh, I did open connection with Mr. Cho because I learned slowly, and he helped me uh, to learn. And
Y-
I noticed it today that when I took green heart, what is the health? When I took health, they bust me up, and my opponent he takes green health, and he gets so much energy. How is this possible? Did he maybe in DNA? If you put more on your health, do you get more recovery from that green heart?
So the green heart, like depending on what the skill and attack is, because I think there are a couple that do have it. The one that I'm thinking of right now, just because it was on one of my monsters, because there is more than
Yeah.
one. I think that they sometimes, when you're damaged, add a little more health back into the equation. It's not like it sucks out the health. Like it kind of gives you health a little bit over time. But
Uh,
that's just assuming it's the one I think that you're talking about. Because there's a
I
couple.
take a few times. I take a few times. I was recovering. I take my green, but it bust me up from the first shot, and that green heart is used. And I look my opponent. He take green shot, green heart, and he recovers like 3 or 4 times. And I was thinking he must he must have put more DNA points in the health. Maybe he gets more like that.
Well,
That's
okay,
my
so
just
the higher your monster is, the more DNA points that you get. So, kind of jumping in now, like I understand it can be like a little like intimidating just because like if you do have lower monsters, which I've been sweeping the floor
yeah.
lately of some level 1s, but even when you're losing, you're getting XP. But also I feel like Love Monster is that type of game where like you can't let somebody beat you and then you just give up, because it's kind of like you take what you've learned, what what did they do and what can I do to get around that. And so it is a little harder if you're going against people who are like level 23 and you're sitting with like a level 1 with like one skill. It's hard, but eventually, more people will be in here. They'll have like a mechanism to sort and match people like with their levels, but we got to get these bugs like squashing out and hopefully just like start bringing in more people. And then it'll be a little more fun. I understand, like, I have fun even if I lose. It
Yeah,
you know, it's an experience, but the
yeah.
more
I
people.
enjoy playing. I
Yeah,
hooked up. Yeah, it's nice. It's fun game. I even said to my friends, "Watch this. This is the actually delivered project. The game is in final phase, and it's so much fun. And I talk with great passion about this. And
that's awesome. I'm glad you had fun, and I really hope that I get to meet you in the Monsterverse. So maybe
yeah,
maybe
I
my
want.
babies will meet your babies, and we can have like an actual battle instead of just like falling over when we see Chow, because Chow, man, he's
Okay, Chao is my tutor, and he will have many my questions. Direct message. I want to say hello to him and thanks, and I want to give you opportunity. I will be here and listen.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for the feedback. We love it. Like, we love to hear about it. And yeah, Mr. Chow, he's goat. But wow, we got some new people up here. I did not, by the way, know we were screen sharing today. So y'all are my brothers basically in this point. So excuse me. Um, However, hey, how are you guys doing? You guys look bright, cheery. You got all your stuff set up. Like, I'm like, dang, I didn't know we were coming in here with ring lights and stuff. Like, where'd my
I didn't. I didn't
microphone?
either. I just cut when I joined. I said that you two had your cameras on, so I was like, "All right, let's turn the camera on."
He was like, hold up, 10 minutes, guys. I gotta get fixed up. No. So what have you
How's
been up
everyone doing today?
to? Yeah. Hey, how was your Christmas?
Good, thank you. How about you?
It was good. It was nice to just kind of like get away from this for just a little bit and then just enjoy time. Like, we do a lot of games and stuff. We're trying to teach our kids, like, Christmas isn't about presents, it's about spending time and enjoying family. So we made up our own games, and it was good.
That's
It's
fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
That is cool.
Yeah. I think
I actually went out today. I took because I got my other two children are here with me at the minute, and I went shopping today with them. And we walked past the Croc store, and I was going to pick them up for you. And there was a pair of white Crocs, and they said "ho ho ho" on them. So I thought I need to get them for you and send them. But yeah, I didn't know your size.
I love that because I tried to get me Crocs. I broke my foot, from my laptop, literally dropped it on my foot. And
You
so
broke your foot,
I did. I broke it with my laptop. My
right?
Alienware, like 4K, like that. The price isn't the purpose. The price is so you know how big it is. I just dropped
Yeah.
it great on my foot. So I returned my platform Crocs because I just did not think that they were very cool, like very good to have a platform Croc with a broken foot. So that's hilarious. I would wear the ho 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 like every day.
Yeah. Cool. How about you, Sam? You good?
Yeah, we had a great time.
Cool. Yeah, it was just
Thank you.
me, my partner, and my son this year, and then we just went and saw family and friends and that. So yeah, it's hard, it's hectic, especially when you're like trying to work and juggle stuff around. And then like Boxing
Sure.
Day, I had to fly all the way to England, and then I literally flew back yesterday, and I'm here now. So
Did you do that like alone? Like you got, and then like flew back?
He flies back
yeah,
and forth the way we take a train and a bus from one town
yeah,
to the other.
literally, I like flew from Spain to England. I picked my kids up that live in Liverpool, drove like 2 hours down, stayed at my sister-in-law, saw them, and literally the next morning at 6 a.m. caught a flight back here to Spain with my sons.
That's a lot.
And I got to do that again on the third or the fourth. Yeah, like
Is
it
there
is what it is.
is there like connections that you have to get? Like,
No, it's direct. Yeah, it's like a 3 hour flight. It's not too bad.
oh, that's not bad. I'm over here just imagining. And your kids are older, right? Like 7.
Yeah, I've got twins that are 11. two for the
that's
price of one.
yeah, and that's a little easier too. You know, like once they hit like 9, they're a little more like
Yeah,
self-sufficient, you know. So in my
exactly.
head, I'm imagining like your little one, and you guys
And
like as
he's
a
a handful.
family. Yeah, I'm imagining like you, your wife, and then like flying out, and then more kids. I'm like, this poor guy, like he's ready to come into
No,
spaces and
just
just
me.
relax.
Yeah,
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you had a
cool.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
And I guess we're back to business. So I heard you got some things to show us, and I I for one am really excited about this one. I've been waiting for this for a year. Um, is that what
What are
we?
you expecting? What are you expecting to see?
Well, I don't want to like say it in case it's not, but I'm expecting.
Yeah,
Well,
let me. So let's go through the chicken partnership. So because I've been literally flying back and forth and I haven't been well this week, but basically, yeah, I wanted to go through what's happening with the chicken partnership, why that got kind of like, well, not pushed back, part of it got delayed. So the main reason was obviously the gas fees that we see. Obviously, it was announced that the gas was extremely ridiculously high. KFC from Chikn messaged me yesterday. Yesterday, and he's actually now transferred over all of the NFT rewards. So once Igor and the rest of the team get back next week, or on the third, the third, we'll get that set up so people can start to claim their NFTs. But basically, the other part of the chicken partnership is going to be that if you own a chicken or have a chicken lamb plot farm, you'll be able to actually hunt for resources. No, you'll be able to go on their lands and find the fragments that make the skills. That was one of the reasons that like this whole chicken partnership was like we need to get the bring in skills on chain, so that all of that system on their side works. Because obviously, if we just had people making skills, then they couldn't bring them into the game. So that's one of the things that we had to build out was like the crafting of NFTs. So I went ahead. We had one of every NFT minted from the current like first collection of skills. And yeah, so basically, yeah, that's what's going to happen. So I think KFC says he's ready. He's just waiting on us. So now we need to mint all of the skill fragments, and it's like thousands of them. So it's going to cost a fair bit. In like, I think it's going to cost like 5-6 grand. That's what it was going to cost the other week when we looked. So hopefully that's come down a bit just to mint these NFTs, and then we transfer them to them, and then people can start on Chikn side discovering and finding these skill fragments and hopefully coming into the game, increasing our player base and more like trading going on as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting that part rolled out.
It's so interesting you said that because, you know, we kind of found out about the partnership through the Grenville Riley leak, and so
Yeah,
like all
that was
he had,
Sherbuck.
yeah, was it was
No,
it
so basically, yes. So that's how that happened. Sherbuck was working on it. Well, me and Sherbuck were getting all this stuff put together, all of the skills, like planning how it was going to happen. And he called them moves because it was called like Love Monster Legendary Move, right?
legendary
Because they didn't know
moves?
that we called them skills.
Yeah,
Yeah. And he was playing around one night, and then somehow someone looked at, I think it was even on the test net. That's how far they dig. Like they were looking on the chicken's test net and saw that Love Monster moves, and that's how that green guy, whatever his name is,
yeah.
put it all out.
Now, like, but seeing that now, like, I'm like, oh my God, like, that's what they meant by legendary, moves.
Move.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
seeing like, because today I went through the skills list, just because I see Brozilla's in here, and I was like, just from alpha testing, which were my favorite skills for, each one. And as I'm looking through there and seeing all the new skills that like I've never tested, I have zero clue what they do. But then just seeing like legendary, I sat there and just was like finally like happy that my brain puzzle was complete because I'm like, what is a
Yeah.
legendary move? Like, what is that? Like, and people are asking me, and I'm like, guys, like, I have no idea. Like, I'm not.
I'm gonna put it up now for you, and I'll sort of tell you what they do. The original thing. Let me just get partnerships. Where is it? Chicken. I've got so many folders. Here we go. Partnerships. Chicken. Okay, so because there was going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yes, we did do 7. So we've got the feather barrage. So that is the Love Monster releases a flurry of sharp feathers into a targeted area, dealing damage to all enemies within the battle arena. Each feather might have a chance to inflict a minor dot effect, causing additional damage over time. So that's the feather barrage. I just need to pull them up because I've got on the spreadsheet like what everything does. But there's like because we wanted to do 7, and then one of them was the legendary one. So I'm not actually sure without looking, but yeah. The next one is egg bombardment, and I think that is no, it's not fire. That's maybe dark matter. The Love Monster throws explosive eggs that target an enemy or an area, exploding after a short delay, and dealing area of effect damage. So AOE. Okay, that just goes into that. Pecking Frenzy. That's the one I'm pretty sure is water. And that is the Love Monster releases a Chikn, which engages in a rapid pecking attack against a single target, dealing multiple hits of damage in quick succession, and possibly reducing the enemy's defense. Then Cock-a-doodle-doo, the Love Monster casts a shield of smoke and releases a rooster that lets out a powerful crow. So yeah, if you've probably seen that one, it like does like a shockwave type effect. Winged Escape, using its wings, the Chikn can quickly dash to evade attacks or reposition itself, leaving behind a trail of feathers. And then Chicken Strike, which is my favorite one, which is where all the chicken, I don't know if you've seen it, like all the chickens fly across the screen and explode. That's like a fire skill. And that says the Love Monster calls upon the avian spirits, summoning a squad of fiery chickens that roar and dive bomb the targeted area, dealing explosive damage to all enemies within an inflicting area. So that's basically that can affect like all 3 monsters, 2 or 1. And then Black Poultry Pulse, the Love Monster summons the power of a dark matter chicken, manifesting. It basically shoots eggs out of its ass, like it just pops eggs out. And that does area damage as well. But yeah, there were like all 7 unique skills, and it was cool because obviously, as you know, like we started the chicken partnership way back, and then things came up and it didn't end up happening. So like they reached out to us, and because they've seen that we was building, and they've seen that we were obviously delivering what we said we was going to build all along. And it's like, yeah, let's work together, let's get this done because their game's still not out, and I don't know how far down the road they are with the game. We was actually talking about it with them the other week. Like they had some stuff done, they wish they did it in a different way, and that's the same as us. Like we made mistakes in the beginning, you just learn from that and do different things. But yeah, so they reached out and said, let's get this partnership, and that's like the first phase. So we got other things that we plan to roll out. But yeah, like phase 1 is these skills, and then the next part is going to be having the skill fragments, not the actual skills. So their community won't get the skills. They'll have the fragments, and they'll have to bring them on, and people have to buy them off the marketplace, etc. And with us, we didn't just want to sell the skills. We want it to be like more of a fairer way, and more like a gamified way that you can't just go, oh, I want that skill. So that's why we did it in the bundles. I've seen some people selling the bundles. If you don't get, I can't remember what it was, one of the things from the bundle, they feel like the lower value items should be more and increase. And I'm going to talk to like Alan when they come back, and potentially adjust it slightly or add more stuff to it. Because for the pricing, I feel that like it's all about feedback, isn't it? If we don't get the feedback from people, we don't know. It's like what we think is right. The players and community will feel differently. So yeah, the plan is to talk to Alan and that maybe up the packages. People that have already bought them, send them some like additional goodies for obviously buying it already, but maybe like filling them bundles up a little bit more with more contents.
See, but here's my thing, because I already see, like, I did buy a bundle, I, but I'm in Chikn and I'm in here, so I felt like that was valuable to me. It is valuable in the game. I can't remember like off the top of my head. Like I did record me opening my package just because I felt like, eventually I'm gonna get these on YouTube and other people will be able to just kind of know.
How
But
to do it?
yeah, but so I I felt like mine was pretty good. Like I ended up getting of course, like don't quote me, like the feather thorns or birds of a feather. Like I got that
Feather
one.
barrage.
Yeah, so I got that.
Yeah.
And then I got a couple like crates that I opened, and then there were some things in there that I didn't know what they were, like, and I'm off the top of my head, but like chicken essences. I'm gonna guess it was just kind of like how we
Let
have
me
essence in ours too. But I didn't feel like mine was that bad when you know, my hand compared to like somebody else's hand, like we were all talking about like what we had gotten. And so some people did say, like that I didn't feel like mine was very fair, but I felt like it was fair in the sense that it was like a roulette system. Like you're basically buying like a blind bag. You don't know what you're gonna get. I didn't have the money at the time to get like the like legendary one, so I think I got either the rare or the epic one. But I was like impressed with it. But I could see how like but like I got like I said, like I got like a rare epic like skill out of mine.
Right.
And some people were saying, well, like I bought the legendary and I got a common, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
sorry,
So,
like I don't
the
know.
way that I've got them here pulled up now, like the spreadsheet that we created. So basically, what happens is like with the first one, Clucker's Cash. That's a common bundle, and I think it's priced at like 4.99. Um, so you have okay. So the percentages increase. So if you have a 70% chance of getting a chicken skill, or 30% chance of getting a Love Monster skill, but each bundle, that percentage of getting rarer chicken skills increases. So basically, I'll just say like the first one. I won't go into all the breakdowns, but basically, in the common bundle, you have an 80% chance of getting a common skill, and there's 15% of getting a rare skill, and then a legendary skill, you got 5% chance. So you still got that drop rate in there, but the percentages only increase through the higher bundles. And all this is basically we had to balance everything in Chikn side and on our side. Like their community are going to be paying higher fees to craft these skills because they're going to be burning the resources and it's all going to be on chain. Um, so yeah, it's just all about we can't do something like, and at the end of the day, like Apple take 30% of what all of these bundles for us. But we've tried to fill them as much as we can to be good. But like I said, it's the first time we've ever done like an event bundle. And unless we get feedback from people, we're not going to know. Like for next time or even now, like we can add more stuff to it. Like at the end of the day, these items that are put in these bundles don't actually cost us anything because we've made them. Um, so yeah, like it's all like learning like what do our people want? Like do they expect more from a bundle or they want less? Like or do we have it balanced? So yeah, that's really it.
And then the other thing was too, like that that skill that I got, like if I decided to craft it, like I've already seen it on the marketplace for one AVAX, so I'm like, at this time, I'm like, I feel like that's a good turnaround because like I'm not selling mine, obviously. Like I want it on my, I want it
When
on
you
my,
once,
I want it on my monster. Like I feel
yeah,
like the more skills, the better. But like in my head, I'm like, I paid $10 for this in Avex. I mean, it's down today, but it's still in the. Was it 40? I think it's like 38 right now. But I was like,
oh,
that's not a bad turnaround. Like you could literally turn that around, get more eyes on the project through the,
yeah,
the selling and stuff, and then what? Now you have money, you can buy like 3 legendary bundles. I don't know. I found it a good deal for myself. However, I can see that like if I paid more and was, given a comment, maybe I'd be upset too. But like you were saying, like all feedback is good feedback, even if it's negative, because like we don't know, like we're just like pushing things out. So
yeah.
always good for feedback. Do you by chance have like any of these skills where you're able to show us like maybe like one or two of what they do? Like that dive bomb
I
with
do,
the
yeah,
chicken, that sounds amazing. I'm
yeah.
like, I want to see a shitting egg chicken attack.
Let me just go to
You're
the thing.
funny.
I shared a video with Chikn a few weeks back.
Well, you remember, like I would like when we were, doing skills and just talking about like what you wanted to see in game. And I see it now, like in the trailer where like I don't know who it is. It's like Patrick or somebody is like falling down with the gas mask, and it's like a fart. Like that was one of the things I had tossed in there. So seeing that like in action and now, and then hearing things like the egg explosions like coming from it, like just firing out, I'm like. I like that stuff. I like funny stuff. Like I'm
Yeah,
here
you
for
have to.
it.
We have to make it like fun, of course. Like
Yeah,
I think making it fun is all about Love Monster. Like, they have that character where you can do anything with them as long as it's like um
appropriate, right? Like
yeah, appropriate and playful. I think you're fine.
playful. But I feel like these things are like children find them funny, adults find them funny. I mean, I like to laugh, so I'm like, that's why I'm here. I'm like, I have fun here. Like this is great. So to to hear these things, I'm like, I want to see it because the UI on these things has really boosted, especially since this last patch. I just uploaded the update
Did you like
and
the?
I liked so
Did,
I have I keep saying Pokemon, y'all. I'm sorry. I can't help it. But I have, Morticia's water and ice, and she had like these snowflakes like Elsa coming out of her hands with this last update, and I was blown away. Okay, let's see. Let's watch this
did you like the?
screen.
Did you like the Christmas updates?
I loved the Christmas update. I really like the loading screen, and like there's like a snowball fight. They're like all running away. Like I liked it. I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
Okay, let me show you this. This is just like a test battle of it was Mondotto playing himself. Um, so this is Chicken Strike. This is my favorite one. So as it says here, the monster draws a small charge of Maya Fusion to deal damage to an enemy monster. This was before we polished up the VFX. So basically, that one is the one where the monsters fly in, the chickens fly in. Yeah. So these aren't these aren't actually the final versions. I've just realised that they've got like the old feathers and stuff. These were like the test templates, but you can still see like how it's chicken based.
Sure. It's funny.
And for me, what I like most about this is the fact like the whole season and events thing that we're going to be doing. Like these won't be available, and the only way they're going to be available is obviously the guys that are getting them on Chicken Farm. But like as we continue to grow and like in years to come, like imagine having this taught to one of your monsters, like, and it's never seen again. Like you won't be able to buy these forever. So yeah, I think like adding that like rarity to them and limited time, it just makes it
Yeah.
more fun and more valuable. You know.
Reminds
Let's
me.
see. This is the pecking frenzy. I think it's just repeating the same ones over and over, unless there's a second battle. Oh, hold on. Let me just leave that.
Did you see that attack? It said negative 755.
Yeah. So we've got monsters with like thousands of health and like superpowers as well, just for testing purposes. But yeah, so that I think that was most of them.
Did you call that one the Screaming Eagle? Because we have this.
Sorry.
Did you call that one the Screaming Eagle? Is that what you said?
No, that one's called what is it? The one where it goes out like that. I
Yeah,
think that's so many. There's so many different ones. Cockadoodle doo.
cockadoodle doo. I'm here for it. It reminds me of
Yeah.
well, I live in the United States, so if anybody here is like, "Oh my God, what?" But I also live in the country. So 4th of July, we're able to buy our own fireworks and we're able to fire them off. And there's literally one called the Screaming Eagle, and it's kind of similar. Like you light it and it has like screaming, so you'll hear it like, like the fireworks scream where it's like, and then it's like it lets out like a bang, and then it's like makes this peacock sound, and then it just like flies up and explodes. But that totally like it made me super excited to see. No, that's badass. And like you guys haven't been talking about like I know that we're open about it. Like, the Egg Night partnership did fall through. We were on the sidelines. We never just like left or anything. So, have you like in the last year been like mentally just kind of like taking some notes, some ideas, putting them to the side in case things did like pick up again? Or were you like, we're going to just kind of like halt here, continue building through the bull, and then like if this opportunity ever arises, like we'll come back to like the thought pad? Or like, was this a year worth of like creation, or was this like the
No.
last few months type of thing?
Yeah, literally. So like when they said like they wasn't going to do it and I was going to hold off, it was obviously gutting because
Right.
Chicken like obviously they're like the number one. So like it would have been great for us to do that back then.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I believe if it didn't happen, didn't happen for a reason. Like everything happens in life for a reason. And it didn't bother me. Like it bothered me, but it didn't. Like we'd carry on. Like at
Right.
the end of the day, we're our own entity, and like I'm one of them people. If you don't want to do something or you say I can't, I'm always going to do what I can to prove that we will. And obviously, that's like again, everyone said that we was going to rug. Everyone said that we was scamming people. Like whatever. Like I just wanted to make sure that we prove well, we're the only game out there, like from the top ones on the NFT side. We're the only ones that have a game. We're the ones that we've gone and built our own marketplace. Like we have so much. So yeah, it didn't bother me, but they actually reached out to us, and I think it took around like a few weeks of planning and then like getting all the stuff done. So I'd say like in a couple of months. It's been the last few months.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah,
Like I I figured that was the case. Um, because like I only, we only saw that little breadcrumb leak or whatever, like I think God, I don't even think it's been like 3 or 4 months since we saw it. I mean, we were talking about zombies at the time, so literally October. It's been 3 months.
yeah, it's
Um,
around then.
yeah, so like congratulations on getting that stuff built because like seeing that, like I want to play it now. Like I want to see this like in game now. Um, but uh, the when you were talking about like, I totally believe it too. Like if it was meant to be, it would have happened at the time. I feel like
Yeah,
now is definitely the better time versus like where we were then because I don't feel like there would have been much at that time to just offer from us, in the sense of
exactly.
partnerships. Right. Yeah, because like all we had at the time was staking. Like, we got into staking like in February. This was in November. So yeah, like continue to build complete and the fact that like they caught your like they were like, "Oh, Love Monster is building. Like, let's check back into that, because like I'm also in their Discord and like see them talk and stuff like that. So when Love Monster came back around, people, the first time you already know the things that came from that. Which I'm sorry by the way that you had to go through that again. But
Yeah.
I think that they were like they weren't this time like, oh, rug or this is what we've heard from
Yeah, so the funny thing is, like, one of the guys that, because like Wojak is so big, obviously the guy's
yeah.
created COP. He was one of the ones that's like, yeah, Love Monster's fine, but I'm out. I'm not. He's not buying it. I was like, all right, cool. But other people did. But now Wojak's cool. Like he DMs me, speaks to me. Like obviously, I bought Cock. Um, I don't know. I feel like he's one of them guys that was kind of like, I don't know what the word is to use. Like not judgmental of it, but like he just
Intimidating.
for himself. Yeah, like he just said that he was going to pass him, which is fine. But then he's like reached out to me. We've been speaking. Like I think it's like we've proven that we've built something. Like anyone can come and say we're building this and that, and if they don't see nothing, all this is a bunch of images which anyone can create. Um, it's easy to judge people, but until you've got like proof there, and, like proof of the pudding, like I guess that's we've sort of proven ourselves to them, and that's why even why I went like I had spare time the other week, and I was like I'm gonna build that hold your cock. Like it took me like 5 minutes to design it, and Igor coded it up within a couple of hours. So things like that is just showing that like I don't hold anything against anyone for judging people from because people don't know me. So until they do, like I don't feel you can't judge people until you get to know them. So yeah, it's fine.
Absolutely, yeah.
Keep building, Love Monster.
Listen, and that's another thing, like building through a bull. I mean, through a bear and coming into a bull, like especially this season when they're talking about like everybody, like GameFi, gaming, crypto will be taking over the bull.
An
They're,
avalanche, yeah.
they're prophesying. I don't know. I can't think of the word. Like they're foreshadowing that that's what this bull will be about. So building through the bear as well as Chikn because they also, we both simultaneously separately been building. To be paired and partnered up with them now, like especially like with like Cock because like we talk about this all the time, like it was community founded, everybody like, it did so well
Yeah.
because so many people believe in that and we all like innuendos and jokes like are most of us. So now that's coming back to them and being in this partnership, like obviously we're growing our community, but I find that such a good thing for us to be in this position because, like their eyes are getting bigger. They're about to start putting more things about Love Monster out. Like this is exciting to
Yeah.
me. Like we're finally growing. Like this is what we've been building and working on for 2 years and like now like 3 months. Like it's exciting. It's exciting to see these things and how fast you guys like take an idea and just psh, Like when I saw
Put it
those
together.
attacks, yeah, when I saw those attacks, I was like, I know they haven't been building this for a year. Like I know they just did this. Like this is literally
Yeah,
like it's the
it literally
same.
is quick.
Yeah, and it's the same UI that we're seeing in game, and it's exciting. So like to see those attacks already like made in like the 3 months that it's been, like that is phenomenal to me, because like a lot of people will come in here and see like, oh, they've been building this game for 2 years, but like if you've been here and you've been kind of going, like you've seen, like we've had ideas, they've gotten completely scratched where we've started over and started building like back from the bottom. And so to see that we've had now have these building blocks, like the fundamental like foundation for Love Monster that we're now building on, like we're not crumbling walls, like we're building this right. And so seeing that come out and seeing these partnerships that we've landed recently, like the Simplio one, and like the meta games and the Medicaid, and like I don't know what they're really called. I need to go look. That's
The
awful.
Sphere one is the one I'm most excited
Oh,
about, which is the
Sphere.
one where people can come and like buy. That is like, and it's not even the biggest one. Like
No.
Avalanche and Ava Labs reached out to me. They actually apologized, saying that they didn't pay attention to us sooner. They didn't realize what we built. But like the Sphere one thing, I think it's going to just, once we get to the point where we're onboarding. So this is my goal. Okay, so this, what we need to do is we need to get at least 1,000 players on the game constantly. That's our liquid player base. So whenever someone comes on, they can find a match, because that's what we need, right? So whether you're playing 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, or paid or non-paid, we want to have players in all of those different pools, so that you can find a match all the time. Because otherwise, people will come and they won't be able to play, and they're going to leave. We're also going to integrate the bot, like the robots, the AI stuff, so people can always play. Um, so yeah, that's it. Basically, my goal is to get these 1,000 players there, and then we can scale this up. Like that's when we can really start to ramp things up in the marketing. We can start to push stuff out. But until we've got like a solid game with all the tutorials and all the key features that we need, like tribes and everything else, like the monster wardrobe, I think it's just going to be like gradual releases. I don't know if we're going to be doing. We initially intended on doing monthly updates, but personally, I would rather bi- build build something out, test it for a few weeks or however long is needed, a month, and release a feature that's solid without any bugs. And that's what I want to try and do next year. Like I said in the last time I jumped on here, like the goal for next year is to enhance, like bring on more people in the team. So we do have more team and more developers, so we can have testing, building, everything, and rolling out. And then really like to ramp things up, because like ideally, like by middle of next year, we can have this as like a solid game, thousands of people playing it all the time, and not just the crypto people, also the like free to play. And that's the importance of the Sphere One partnership, because when it comes to that, if I'm just a kid or whoever it may be, I want to come on the marketplace and buy something, or a monster or something to use in game, I can do that by using a credit card, come back in the game, it's already there. And it just, you're not taking anyone off down a route where they don't understand, which is like blockchain. So we haven't got to educate people. Basically, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's familiar for them, like it's like playing any other game that they're used to playing.
No,
So yeah, that's the
yeah,
plan.
that's exciting. And I don't know if everybody was in here because I see like a couple faces that I don't normally see. Like I see Crypto Surfers in here. Badax, he's here every single thing. I think some of these people here are usually in most of the spaces, but a couple I do see are new. But like with the Simplio, because you finally like kind of explained it in one of the last casts, about them having like their own like kind of like Love Monster Marketplace, but like for gamers and players to like
Yeah.
come in here and see like this game, kind of watch a visual, like what's this about? Like, oh, that looks freaking cool. Oh, it's free to play. Let me see what it's about. Like that's exciting. And like you were saying, like with the bugs, like everybody here is like, we need to market this now, but it's like we can't market a game that we are still working on in that aspect.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
we do need more, like we need to onboard more people to find these bugs, because I feel like when you're testing these bugs between like two or three people, like things slide through. But we've got people like Chow, who's like we've been here long enough to understand like, hey, this is how it's supposed to work, this isn't working. And I feel like the more people that come in here and kind of like understand, because I find myself faced with this, and I know Chow does too. Um, and I know it's something you already know, like we've talked about it. You know, we even have the YouTube. Um, there was an announcement about a YouTube like creators like type of giveaway, like
Oh yeah,
yeah, people making tutorials, because that seems to be the one thing I've found face, like this is just so broad, like I need to know where I can just start. Like and they get a little intimidated, because like I think, like Fisherman was saying, like you come in, you're like, some of these people are buying like level ones for like sweeping them off the floor, like what the hell, I just bought one for point 0.7 AVAX, and AVAX is
yeah,
down, so I got it for $20. I'm like, what a steal,
yeah,
right? But it's a baby, it's level one, so me going into the match like I'm just dying. But um and I tell people, like, just don't give up, because like it's a learning thing. Like keep playing. You want the redistribution potions, and you want like that chow for now, and like all these things. So like coming in here and you're like, oh, I lost, like that's a bummer. But like I strongly encourage you to keep trying, keep learning. These YouTube videos will eventually be pushed out, and people will have a better idea, because like it's so broad. Like it's not only is it the game, but you have like 5 Genesises, where they're all kind of different, dealing with different attacks and stuff like that. And Mr. Chow talks a lot about builds a lot, like, monsters having like certain DNA skills with their skills, and like figuring out in your head, okay, so this person played this attack, like next game, what can I do to do better? Like, as people, that's what we do. You find your failures, and you learn how to thrive and grow from that. So
yeah,
I see this Simplio just being like a tool in the tool bag to get more people onboarded and to get more eyes on this thing. Like it's such an exciting thing to sit here and
yeah.
think about. I did not mean to take like 20 minutes of time like talking about that, but Simplio, like looking into them and seeing like their I always want to say Monsterverse, because that's just where my brain is at. But like, they have their own Simplioverse with like people that like want to game. They want to be in these type
Yeah,
of
they got a whole
projects.
player base.
Yeah, so bring in that like whenever you finally explain that to me, because I thought it was just like if you go to Google and you Google like Simplio, it's a one-click service as well, which also is like a part of the function that we're using. Like you click the game, and anybody from any device that clicks it, it will download from that one link, which genius to me. Like the less links, the better. Um, but yeah, no, like big congratulations on that. The tournament partnership, like that's exciting. Like I can't wait to utilize that and see like where that goes. Like I don't know, like super exciting. I think 2024 is Love Monster year.
Yeah,
Like I'm excited to like, we've all been talking about this for like 2 years. So to finally put the money where our mouth is, I think it's good. I think people are starting to recognize us, and um, you were talking about Caulk. Like I just feel like Caulk and the partnership, like this is just gonna came at a better time to me. So
I think it's like you say, it's good to get the start to get the recognition now for actually building something, an actual product, rather than saying you're building something. So yeah, I think like I said, 2024 is going to be exciting. I've had so many more people like approaching about partnerships, but I feel like that's enough at the minute, because it's not just doing a partnership. I have to talk to these people all the time, deal stuff, set stuff up. Like when we go to the point of doing these releases, like it it's a lot of work involved. So I think it's we're in a good place. What do you think, Sam?
I think so too. I think we need to be ready before we blitz the market.
listen, I'm
Yeah,
on the phone. I'm working.
for
Yeah,
sure.
it makes no sense to do it now, 'cause we got one shot at it, the way I look at it. We have to make
Yeah,
a good impression. And I think
okay.
right now the community is helping us iron, to get rid of the bugs and figuring them out, and, figure out, um, different game strategies and such. And once we figure everything out, I think we're going to blitz the market, and I think people are going to be really happy.
Yeah,
Exciting
I
you.
think that's you're muted, but Van High.
Oh,
I think that's the thing as well. Like from making that decision, obviously there was a part of me that didn't want to release the game. Like I said, always, like I didn't want to release it till it was a perfect product. But we could have been building for like 2 years, like, or another year, you know. So
We
like
didn't even want to release it, when we did. We wanted to wait a few more months.
Honestly,
But
exactly.
we received a lot of backlash from the community, and I get it. It's been a while, so people want to see progress, even though we've been sharing screenshots. But people want to actually, see an actual product, and you know,
Exactly.
s- and a lot of people, they're bearing with us. They understand, you
Yeah, but
know.
this is part of it now. This is what happens when you release a beta. Like there are going to be bugs. It's expected. It's a beta version. And I don't know if Igor was able to talk, but like it was a tough decision to make to release it when we did. But yeah, like at the end of the day, a beta product is not the finished product. That's why it even says disclaimer when you log into the game. Like this isn't the finished version, and like the finished version may not even look like what it looks like now. Everyone thinks like even if we all love it how it is now, me knowing how I want it to be, there's so much I want to change like to the UI because I'm not happy with it.
and I always
Um,
sit here and brag about that, but like, if I jump into a space and I get people that are like, how, what's it like working with Liam? Like, my kids are home. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. It's
It's okay.
Christmas.
Christmas break. At least it's not the baby crying, right? But lost my train of thought there.
That's okay. When you said that when you're in
Bases.
discussing.
Oh, so like, I do jump into a lot of spaces. Like I've started networking. Like my goal, I crack up, but like my goal this year is to have Jared not work and I want him to call me daddy and maybe he can do some dishes. Like that's my goal this year, right? And so I get into spaces, and people do recognize like, hey, oh, you work with Love Monster, tell me about this, tell me about that. And then the topic always somehow turns back to
Okay, don't
Liam.
worry.
Turns back to Liam, which respectfully, right? Like they want to know. Like people want to know about people. And I always tell people like he he is like his his
Really
brain.
particular.
I'm like his brain is always going. So like I see you as like that child that was given like a date. Like okay, oh I've got like a week. Okay, but I'm gonna start working on it like 2 days before, and I'm gonna turn that shit into like something that you've never even imagined. Like getting to see you behind the scenes with like like the Mad Skulls partnership and stuff like that, and seeing how your brain works. You like your brain is always like, okay, I like this. This is comfortable, but it could be better. Like this is what I could also do. And so like I was recently in this like space where they were talking about like what they drew on their iPad versus like how AI cleaned it up. And I was telling them, I'm like, Liam is the AI version. Like he will not stop until it's like perfect. And like I tell people like you can just give him an idea and his brain like completely snowballs around it. So like seeing that, you really see that from like alpha 1 all the way now to like beta version. I don't know what we're on at this point, but like seeing
1.3, I think.
is it 1.3? I always want to say like 2.0 just cuz that just sounds cool, but seeing like what you've put out version alpha 1 to like 1.3, like I'm like I can like the things I see behind the scenes every day, people don't see, but like if you just look at that, even from like I think even from beta, like the first beta that we threw out, like where we are now compared to then is just like such a big difference. And like it's something I always like to applaud you on because I just I'm that person that likes to like see people work. I think we're all so different, but seeing how your brain works in terms of the ideas, and your finished product, but where you're like, no, I'm not fully satisfied with that. I feel like it could be better, and it could be anything. It could be like a gradient you tossed on it, but like it could be like completely transformed from like one thing to another. I mean, I don't know. I just think that speaks volumes to me, only just in the sense of like I just feel like that's how you are. So like being here in Love Monster, I'm like people see one thing, but it's like I know, like I just know, like it'll be better, it'll be more, it'll be this, like
Yeah. You know what's going on behind the scenes more than what everyone else can, and unfortunately,
yes.
not everyone can see that.
No, and
So
it's
yeah,
hard because I want to share it and I can't because it's like even if I like wanted to, today's idea is not. It's either tomorrow's like huge succession or it's like one of those things where you're like, I don't don't know if I really like that idea now. Let's like they like to chunk that out. Like it's a very fast-paced environment, but like you were saying, like people come in and they see, the game and they want to see this and that and being on the team side now, it's just, there's a whole other Discord. Like you're seeing all the ideas and all the things, and like you can see like what ideas started, and then just kind of like we're like, no, I don't really know if I want to go with that now. But building behind the scenes versus, and it's hard because you can't like just show everybody because I don't know like if everybody understands like we're in crypto. Like you share your ideas, somebody's already taken it and rolled
Yeah.
it out into a project. So I think you've been doing great, and just coming in here and showing who you are and like what you've been working on. Like I think everybody here, like this is like part of our home. I like to see things that are being built, and you continuously do that. So just from the community side and the team side, like thanks for showing us like these little tidbits
Thank you.
because yeah, because like
Means a lot.
you kind of get into projects and you're just like, oh, this is dead, it's not going anywhere. But like behind the scenes, things are constantly evolving. Um, and so I always appreciate it when you come into the spaces or you come into the VC and you screen record or show your screen. Because I know a lot of us in here, we're just like, okay, what's happening next? Like, where's the next move? Or, you know, I don't know. And I
That,
feel we get good feedback too. So,
I appreciate that.
yeah.
Van High. And I think it's as people join or jump in it, I think it's for me it's been like super hard not being here working like this last few. I'm literally from when I wake up, I come in here and I work until Maverick comes home, and then I literally spend my days in this office working and talking to the team because they're all over the world, so different time zones. But yeah, I love what I do, and I think that for me, that I think that shows in the product and what we're building. Like, because I do love and enjoy what I do. I give up everything that I was doing previously to do this. Yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, that's it really. Like I just
Yeah.
love doing this, and I love building Love Monster. Like I'm a perfectionist. Like there's so much I want to do, and I want to take it so far. But it can only be one thing at a time. And then if we start racing and rushing stuff, that's when we make mistakes. That's when we'll fall down. So like, yeah, it's a whole process.
Yeah.
And when you're not working, you feel like you're missing out, and you need to get back
Dude, like
into your office.
even though I've got my kids here and like it's Christmas Day, I just wanted to come in here and work because I've got so much stuff going on up here. It's hard for me not to work. Even when I was on the flight the day before yesterday, I was sitting there, I was like 3 hours, no internet. I'm like, oh, I could be doing so much right now. But
Literally.
you can't
Because you
because
love what you do. That's great.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it shows. Like it's not like, some of us like end up in these places and you're like, this is fucking what I was meant to do. Like like
Yeah.
I never knew my whole life I've been preparing for this like type of
Yeah,
thing.
you're right.
Yeah,
I
like
feel like I was meant to do Love Monster.
yeah,
Like I said, I had the name for so long,
yeah.
like years, and then didn't do nothing with it. And then suddenly I'm like, okay,
And
let's do Love Monster.
I was just talking in a space yesterday about how as a child where you're like sitting there, I was the one that would get in trouble for talking. I would get in trouble for asking questions, but that's how my brain works. Like being in school, being a creative person, or I'm the type of person like I need a doodle as I'm listening. That's how I listen. That's just, but I would get in trouble for that. And, crypto in high school, like that wasn't a thing for me. I was alive for the boom of the internet. Like crypto wasn't a thing in high school or, being an artist or, like a founder or, creating things like this level, like I never knew was a thing until like a couple years ago. And we're still so early. Like, you hear that
Yeah,
everywhere. We're still so early. So being here and just being able to be yourself in a space where other people applaud that or like take notice of it or, whatever. Like it's such a great feeling. And like you saying like a perfectionist, like like you're in that great position. Like I have no wants of ever being a CEO. Like I'm lazy. I would rather do things for other people, but I don't want to be in charge. Like that's not for me. But being here and just seeing somebody who's just like so comfortable like in their position, it's a great thing, and I think other people here can also just like see that, and like I think that's why we're still here. I mean, we believe in you. Okay, let me quit being all sappy, lappy, lovey dovey. Like, do you have anything more to show us today? Oh, you said you had some like pretty big giveaways. Is that still
Oh,
like?
I did, yeah. I want to do some giveaways actually. I want to give away some of the chicken skills to people. So who's been in here?
Mr. Chow?
Oh, let me just take a screenshot of everyone who's on here now. Like I pretty much know who everyone is from their pictures, but I'll just okay.
Did you just take a screenshot?
I tried to, but I pressed the wrong key. I thumbed the wrong button. Here we go. There we go. I got it. Yeah, I will. I'll actually give one to everyone that's in here now. So everyone that's on here at the minute, I will. Apart from Eagle, you're not getting any. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll get Igor to do it for me. To send everyone that's on here.
I can make the list too. So
Yeah, but what I need is like, can people type in the general now?
they can
Go in the
unmute
monster world.
if they
Just
want.
oh yeah, unmute so people can type. If they can type in here their gamer tag, I will get that. I'll get one sent to everyone.
Oh, I see it.
Whenever Eagle gets around to it. Give me like a day or so because I know he's busy. I think he's actually traveling at the minute.
We don't have permission to write in the voice chat at the moment.
You can do it?
No,
No, we
permission.
cannot.
Cannot.
Okay. I just do it in the general. Just write your gamer tags for me, and whoever does it, I'll send you all. Obviously, who I've screenshotted you all now. Yeah, like I know obviously Abu Azim's in here, Mr. Chow. I know your name, but just do it for me, please, if you can, and I'll make a little list, and I will get them sent over. I was going to say something else. I wanted to ask basically people what they thought of the marketplace. Like now that you can go and see, like, because I know a way to win now. I can go and look for Mr. Chow's monster, see how he's distributed his DNA, and then try and yeah.
As soon as that rolled out, that thought immediately came to my head. I was like, okay, this is
Hey, my bills. Hey.
yeah, yeah. This is regulation. This is revolutionary. However, at the same time, a little dirty because now I know what skills he's using. His DNA
Like,
points. And my brain, I'm like, Alpha 3, we were all working in our heads on how to create counters. I haven't like fully dived into profiles or anything, but I was like, ooh, this could be a good thing and a bad thing. Especially during tournament season. We need a way to turn that off.
yeah, definitely. It's so different now from the alpha because everyone had max stats. Everyone had all access to all the skills that we enabled.
Yeah.
Like Igor disappeared, didn't it? I just realized that Igor's gone. He heard me mention his
He
name. He's
heard
like,
his
I'm
name
out.
and he was like, I'm done. I'm off for the week.
He goes, I'm on vacation. I'm on Christmas holiday. I'm not working. But
Y'all
yeah,
on
like
Christmas vacation?
pretty, yeah, it's totally different. But when I was at the airport the day before yesterday, me and Abu Azim had a quick, I think it was 2v2. And yeah, like it was literally like this much health left, and I did win. I didn't intentionally win, but it's like when it gets down to that, when you've both got like one monster's down on the floor and you've only got one left in a 2v2 and you've like used all your skills, it comes down to like, okay, like he's got something on me that's going to hurt me. So it does really become like real strategy based, and you have to think what you're going to do just rather than attacking.
Yeah.
It was a real good game. It was actually my favorite game I've probably played.
You didn't have any potions lined up to throw up in there, or did you already use them all?
I had one, but I put it on Mr. Chow. I had and it's a bug, and I found a
No.
bug. So basically, it was a power up. I don't know if it was that game or the previous one, but it was a consumable that gives you like the energy every like turn, like every other turn. And I stupidly selected it, and then I tapped on Abu Azim's monster. Not
Some
Mr. I
of
said
them do
Mr.
say
Abu
that
Azim.
though. It will say like for yourself or an ally. I noticed.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think you should be able to put your because the consumable items are basically meant to be you as the monster trainer. They're like your things that you can give to your monsters in the battle.
Yeah.
That you actually only have the three, but like I don't think you should be able to give them to an enemy
Right.
or an ally.
Or even
So
if
yeah,
you
like that
just
was a little
click and it automatically loads would also be cool.
Yeah, because it's pre-selected, don't it?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm gonna.
but yeah,
So
I wanted to
but
see
you
basically what
win.
people. I did win. Just it was luck. It was literally pure luck. Like it come down to that last turn.
You know, and
Um,
you're so hopeful. You're like, I could either win or lose this. Like this is it,
and
baby.
I don't like winning. Like
You
because
don't?
I don't want people to be like he's cheating. He's done
Right,
this. Like
right, yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it was a real good game. And I was literally stood in the queue and people like looking at what I'm doing. I'm like playing passport control was in front of me. I'm like playing the game quickly. Like I've got to show my passport in a second.
He's
But
like,
yeah, it was cool.
son, what game are you playing there?
So yeah, what is anyone? If anyone wants to come up and talk, I'd love to like hear some feedback from the community, what they thought of the dashboard update. Because like all the icons have changed. I've tried to like clean it all up, and make it look nicer. Like I said, branding, everything. But we've done a lot this. Like I was trying to make a blog article the other day. I just haven't had a chance to finish it. Of like everything that we've done this year, and there's a lot of stuff. Like stuff I'd even forgotten about. But yeah, if anyone wants to come up and let me know what they think of the marketplace, which isn't finished. It's still got more updates to roll out as well. Or the dashboard or the game, even just come up and talk. Oh, she's gone.
Oh,
Oh no, she's muted.
oh yeah.
Does anyone want to come up?
I have to run to the restroom, so I was like, I'm gonna mute it.
Does anyone want to say anything?
I'm logging into the dashboard now.
Okay. Everyone seems to be on mobile. But yeah, I think really that's like what I wanted to cover today. Let me just go see if people have been.
Mate, the new website looks stunning. It works perfectly with the the gaming world.
It's better, right?
I feel like I'm in a game.
Yeah.
Even on a desktop, how when I move the mouse, how that little ball follows you.
Oh,
And
the new website, yeah.
yeah, and when I hover over like play the game, how there's like an interactive line that goes around it.
Yeah, there's sound effects on there too, which just makes it like I
It
said, more
feels like a
immersive.
game,
Yeah.
not just
I'm
an
just
informational website.
yeah, like I think that's the third or fourth website we've done since we obviously initially launched. But
Well, I
yeah, the
remember we
mobile
had
app,
two during the time where we launched that billboard in Times
yeah,
Square.
yeah,
Right, it was orange.
yeah, and there was the very, very first one, which
Yeah,
I
really
was kind of
simple.
like, yeah, like it's everything has come along. I'm just writing down the list of people who wrote their name on here for me. Moneybag, I just seen that Moneybags couldn't join. Is Moneybags in here?
He wasn't here. Yeah, he is. I
Is
wonder.
he?
He probably might not be able to unmute.
WP Fox.
Oh, I'm recording this, so I can't like go through and check messages and stuff.
You recorded this? I'm on camera being recorded.
If you don't want me to, I won't post it. But I
I'm
just
joking.
promise.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm joking.
I'm like you. I'm like, look at
Well,
me,
let me button
man.
up.
Like it's the house cleaning day, so
Let
I'm
me
like,
put Kryptonite on here too, because but he's not wrote his name.
let's see.
Kryptonite, what's your can you type your username, like gamer tag, in the general if you're still here? Or is it Kryptonite? I'll have to look.
I don't
I'll
know,
put
but
it on here.
I just found another kryptonite outside, and they're about to come inside. But he was like, "So is that Santa Claus Love Monster mine?" And I'm like, "No, sir, that's another kryptonite." He
There's
was like,
another Kryptonite in the monster.
I
Love
don't know.
monster.
I don't know if he's in the monster. He asked me like, he was like, you just seem like you've been in AVAX. What projects do you suggest? So I just went through a list. Of course, Love Monster was number one, but he was like, I saw that you said that Santa Claus was for me. Is that for me? And I was like, no, we have another kryptonite. He was like, I think he stole my name. I was like, no, he's been around a long time. Like, I think you stole
He's the
his
OG.
name. But he's
I've
so
met him
cute.
in person too, so I know he's the real Kryptonite.
Isn't that great? No, I'm like, you might need a different name when you come in here, but
Yeah.
nobody wants to come up
Oh yeah.
today. I feel
No
like
one wants to talk.
no questions. I
Oh,
guess
hello.
Hi.
Kryptonite. How's it
Yeah,
going?
that's the real kryptonite.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
said you was the real one.
100%.
I was looking somewhere where to type something in, but don't know where you want it typed in or what the username for the game.
Yeah, just what is it Kryptonite, your username in the game?
I don't know. I think I've typed in me or something, or just for something different. I'll have to look that up, but
Just
no biggie. But
yeah,
this is the
send me a DM of your username, not your username, sorry, your email, and I can look it up that way, and we'll get it sent to you.
okay. Thank you. Yeah.
No worries. Everything good? You having a good time over the holidays?
Wonderful holiday.
That's
Good,
good.
Yeah,
good.
and for you too, I hope.
Yeah, it's been good. Busy, but yeah, it's good. Nice to have like a few days away from. Well, it's not nice because I miss working, but it's good to spend time with the kids and the family.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Anyone else? What do you think to the? Have you had a chance to look at the new? Oh, he's muted again. Kryptonite, come back, talk to me.
Yeah. Here I am.
What do you think to the new update of the marketplace?
Uh, well, I bought one yesterday. A nice little rare. I thought with uh, with the eye patch there. So it caught my attention.
Cool.
You bought
Good,
that?
good.
That was me.
Nice. That's a good one. I saw that and I went to go check. That's when I found my .7 level
Yeah.
one. That people
And
throwing some good ones out there.
and Jeff's not getting back to me, so you can talk to him.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Like you replied. I was like, if Kryptonite doesn't do it, Christo even said if Vincent Van Ho doesn't do it, and then he came back cheaper. So I'm like, I'm not. I don't know if I should or not because he's just kind of
Yeah.
He's been doing that all along. That ever
the
since he's wanted.
entire time. Y'all remember when he'd be like, "Oh, LMT, blah blah blah," and then you'd be interested in it, and it would go up like a whole AVAX. You're like, I'm missing something here. So I'm like,
Yeah,
no deal.
I won't comment on that. I just let people if that's what they want to do. I suppose it's up to them. Different people have different needs, you know. But like, I don't understand it sometimes when people are selling like Love Monsters so cheap. Like, if they paid X for it, why would you do that now when everything's starting to roll out? It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense to me. But people have different needs. I always get people like, well, not always. I used to get people when we was on that other old chain that didn't work. I won't say its name. I used to get people saying, I need I need money for my family's medical bills. And I'm like, okay, but it was like always someone from like way away. Like it was always a lie. And they're like,
Yeah,
I'll give you my monster for it. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Like,
yeah,
why?
you're asking me for money. I don't get it. I know
Yeah.
the one you're
I
talking
get a lot of
about.
those messages too.
Well, and then
People,
I
but
re-
people do that. Like some people have different needs, and it's sometimes
yeah,
it's genuine. I'm not saying all the time it isn't, but like sometimes you can tell when they're just like trying it. I had someone literally message me today saying, "Oh, it looks like you're into AVAX." I'm like, this is going to be a scam. Like someone's going to ask me to click on a link, which I won't do. Like,
no links.
no.
Which reminds
Yeah, I
me,
told you today. One of my friend's friend got scammed for nearly $280,000.
it's strong right now.
Insane.
He clicked on a link. He's a single guy, no kids, divorced over 10 years. And someone sent him a message. This is how they did it. They sent him a message saying, "Hey, we playing golf this weekend?" So they got his attention. Like, wait, who's this guy? Or who is this person? Right. And so after communicating, um, she revealed herself as of a woman. Who knows if it were a woman or not? And so, intrigued him. She said the right words, kept giving him a bone. And one thing led to another. After a week talking to her, she introduced him to this website, claiming that it's her family business, her uncle and her father. And he started giving her some money. And he wanted to pull some out just to see if it's legit. And she let him pull out some money. It was just, several $100. So he said, "Oh, okay, I guess I can pull it out. So I guess it's my money." They had him transfer money from his Coinbase to Trust Wallet, from Trust Wallet to their dashboard. Okay. And he kept depositing money. and he managed to give her nearly 280 grand, and he asked for some of it back just to see, because he had an inclination that it could have been a scam. And she goes, well, there's a tax in our country, you have to pay a 15% tax. So if you want us to release the $300,000 or whatever it was, 280, you have to give us 15%, and then we'll release it to you. So it's just another way of them trying to get money out of him, knowing that
Oh, so they
yeah,
wanted him to send an additional 15%.
right. And some people do that. I know another person, one of my clients, who did that as well. He got
Yeah.
scammed for I think 15 or 16,000.
There's people
Yeah, it's crazy.
the Chikn Discord recently, a few, which is weird because they're degens. They're like, don't click links, don't do this, like, don't do that. And somehow 3 wallets have been hacked. And I think there's a lot of people in here might not know how much a Chikn is, but they're 30 plus AVAX. Depending, like that's their, I guess, common floor level,
Yeah.
but the more you feed it, the bigger it gets. And somebody got hacked and all their chickens got taken. They were like a Moby in the chicken, and every single thing was gone. It it was so
Did they get
sad.
hacked, or did they just click on a phishing link
I have
and
no
give him
idea.
access?
I have no idea. They don't even know. I'm thinking with all the airdrops and stuff, maybe they accidentally clicked something they weren't supposed
Yeah,
to.
it's almost
But
always user related.
well, so I've been looking into coding and stuff lately. With these, like, people are airdropping people things in the community. Like, there are some legit ones. Like, if you bought cock, like, there was a guy who made an entire project, and if you had more than like 1 million or something, he would airdrop you an NFT. And I'm just like, airdrops, unless it's like I know it's who it is and what it is. Like, I'm just like, And so I've been reading like the codes on these things. And I had gone on to OpenSeas and saw one, and it was literally like, it in the code. It was in the code. It said basically, like, if you send that NFT out of your wallet, it will drain your wallet, basically. So like, there's all types of codes in these things. Like,
See
you,
that?
yeah, like even initiating or clicking on it or anything can drain your wallet. So
Granting them access.
anything, yeah. So definitely be careful there. But I think maybe something like that could have happened. Something in the code. I don't know. I'm like, it's getting scary out there. I think every day is something new and like advanced type of way to scam you out of your money. Like, but yeah, I don't.
You got to
Like,
you have to be careful.
well, okay. I'm not, this isn't the only project I'm involved in. I do a lot of things with League of Kingdoms, like in like a sub Discord, kind of like a clan, or, it's called an alliance on that. And she's female. She's in here too. She'll pop up sometimes. Huna, she didn't have a two-factor on her Discord account. She clicked a link, it completely took over her Discord. They posted in all of her things. And she's got like admin rights because like it's her Discord. People look up to her. Like, people send her things. Like, she sends things off. Like, her account got hacked, and the hacker posted a link, and more than half the people in the Discord clicked it because they were like, "Oh, it's somebody I know. It's somebody I trust." Like, "Oh, that's the link." And I'm like, first of all, two factors important, people. Like, uh, for one, like, it can happen anywhere, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but it can happen here, and people do it. Like, even people like DM me, like, I don't know if they don't realize that my thing says team or mod, or I don't know what it says, but like, they'll be like, "Oh, I saw you needed help. I'm Love Monster Team. Let me help you with that." And I'm like, "What? Like, what? Like, I know you're not. Like, obviously, like, I don't, you don't realize who I am, so." But I'm like, they're getting creepier and creepier. Like, there's I saw one recently where they blocked out their user profile somehow, and you weren't able to click on it. It was weird. I don't know. So things like that, I guess.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah. Anybody else have
Is there anyone
questions?
else? Yeah, I was gonna say, is there anyone here who has any questions at all?
I know. I'm like, I haven't heard from Abu in so long. I wonder
Alrighty then.
We can wrap it up if you want. Or we can stay on here. I'm happy either way.
I'm having fun. I'm having fun. But I'm like, I could talk about anything, so you know.
What do you think about, since we're here, Sam? Like, I know you know chartering it. What do you think about what's happening with Cock at the minute? This dip. Oh, it's coming back up a bit.
It is. I think so. We broke through the golden pocket and we hit the 0.786 retracement level. You know, and we bounced off of it. So long as we climb back up towards the 0.618 level
Oliver,
and break
618?
it, yeah, the 0.618 level. So there are two. So the first one would be 1474 and the second one is 1647. So once we break 1647 and we stay above it, I think it could act as support.
Right.
So let's just hope.
Yeah, hopefully. A lot of people, obviously, I've seen it's come down quite a lot, but I feel, and again, it's another one of those things like other people's, like I see a lot of people saying, oh, everyone's paper handling it and selling it, but yeah, they are. But at the same time, you don't know what when people need the money for. Like some people have made life-changing money, which to them, they see someone selling 5, 10 grand. That's a lot of money. It's still a lot of money, regardless of how much money you have. $1,000 is a lot of money. But I just don't think people, no one ever likes seeing a price dump on anything, so it makes them feel a certain way inside, does it? Like I've had to sit
Does.
there, like I made a mistake.
And this is the time people should be getting greedy.
Is exactly now, and that's what I always tell people. Like I've got a few people that I like say things to, and like I've shared some stuff with the whales and that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I do feel like everyone is different, and that everyone's tolerance to volatility is different. But I made mistakes when I was new to crypto, but now I'm just like, I'm used to seeing 20, 30, 40% dips or more.
Well,
I
and
Yeah, you
guess
that's
can
it's just
stomach the
it's part of the
volatility.
game, isn't
well,
it?
not only
Exactly, yeah.
that, but like if you're like looking into like quote unquote the back end of things and seeing like who these people are that are dropping and like who people are that are picking it up, like that's also something you kind of have to pay attention to. Like yeah, I know I don't know if everybody knows Wex, but I've kind of been just like popping in his spaces and he'll talk about it a lot. Like he's like, like don't be like me. Here, everybody makes mistakes. That's how you learn, and I fully believe that. But he's been talking about it a lot lately and just kind of like talking about like the psychology behind like crypto and money and like red candles and stuff like that because I've learned a lot from him. But he was like, you always kind of need to look in to see like who's selling, how much are they selling, what's the dip,
Who's buying?
who's buying.
Who's holding?
So when I started like changing my thought, because like I won't lie, this is my first meme coin. Like I don't know what I'm doing. Like
This is the first meme coin I've ever invested in.
yeah,
So
like
oh, go on. Sorry, man.
no. I feel like yours is way more important. So I'm like,
No, no, no.
what was your
So
first one?
I got in. I was in Doge years ago, and I lost millions and millions of Doge on a paper wallet, but I forgot about that. I bought SHIB, but I made some good gains on that. Um, didn't cash out enough. So with Cock, I've obviously learned, and for being in crypto like I said, 11, 12 years now, like I learned to cash out. So I cashed out more than I invested, and I've still got money in Cock. And I'm going to write it out. And I do believe it's like everything's manipulated, and it's what you can sit there and stomach and watch. Like everything's a game, especially now that these large exchanges are involved. I feel like they play a massive game. Like me and Sam were talking about it earlier, like liquid, and that Sam will explain it better. But like liquidations, now that they can long and short it, they're just out for making money. And if you look at the top wallets, that all them top wallets are accumulating money. Like now is when you should be buying, or DCAing as well in case you bought it higher. But yeah, I don't know.
As
It's
soon as
very
they announced the KuCoin listing, and knowing that they have, margin leverage trading, futures, I knew it was going to get ugly. I had an inclination. I didn't know 100%, obviously. But like anything else, it's a buyer-seller dance. Once the buyers outweigh the sellers, then price will go up. And whether it's being manipulated or not, You know, I mean, think about it. When it first crashed, what's the first thing people think? I'm going to long it, right?
Of course.
Or when it first got launched or introduced to KuCoin, everyone wanted to long it, and so they wanted to margin against it. And so if everyone's doing that, okay, everyone's going long, and it starts to go down, you know, it will start to liquidate people's positions. And, you know, especially with a coin like this with high fluctuations, it'll easily liquidate you. And then you see this red candle and you're thinking everyone's selling. Well, no, people aren't really selling. It's the liquidations that are taking place. So you see these big red candles thinking everyone's selling. You're afraid, you start to sell, and then the cycle starts to repeat.
Psychology of cryptos.
This is a good thing to talk about, I think, really, actually, now, because obviously LMT coming out in the new year. Everyone wants a centralized exchange listing, and we do too eventually. But initially, we're going to launch on a DEX. We've been talking to Trader Joe. They're going to give us like marketing support and help us grow this.
Exactly. Look how well Cock did with the DEX and how much liquidity they acquired in just a matter of days. And then as soon as the centralized exchanges came in, boom, now everyone's complaining, oh, the founders or whoever created it, they're dumping. I mean, people are watching their wallets. It's public out there. They're not dumping.
They're not dumping, they're buying.
No. And so imagine once we list LMT and it does well on the DEX and then we go on a centralized exchange and then it starts to dump, you know, people are going to start blaming us for dumping. You know.
But yeah, it's what it is. That's what I think. Like, DEXs are way better because they're not controlled by, like, especially the way that KuCoin came in. They bought up like $1 million worth. If you look at their wallet, I think it's worth around 18 million now. So they have the
but they
power.
keep selling.
They just keep selling it, and
as money comes in, they'll keep taking it.
Yeah.
So
that's the downside of being on the amount of calls Sam and I have had, and we've had with other like individual on our own like experience and talking to centralized exchanges. They're all just after fees, and that's how they make the money, is through dumping price, pulling it down, and then they'll pump it up, and then they'll get people to FOMO in, so they're buying up, and they'll crash it down again. So I guess it's a huge game because they just have these two. Sorry.
Do the fees change? Like?
No, the fees don't change, but the way that they psychologically play with you, like they'll pump a price up or they'll crash it down, and then you'll be like, oh, that's the dip, and then it goes down again. Like, this is all their bots, and then when it is going down, or someone wants to market sell the lot, they'll just pull their bots just come pulled out, so that they're not, because basically the way a bot will work is it will have liquidity there. If you think, oh, I'm just going to dump this coin now down to nothing, they won't, because the exchanges, the centralized exchange, won't be giving you their money to walk away with free.
Right, they'll pull the bots away, then let the price dump, then they'll go back in, do arbitrage trading, and make money on the fees. You know, people think because the centralized exchange came that there's all this money of liquidity, people can go out and dump, you know, $1 million worth of something, not expecting the price to tank. It's the opposite. Once they see your, you know, your transactions, or they'll watch you go into that ticker, they'll release the bots. I mean, at one point, is this being recorded? Did you say?
It is, but if
all right, never mind.
Okay.
I was going to share some personal things, you know, my trades and stuff, but I'm not gonna do it.
I'm like, I could probably pause here and stitch, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not, like, YouTube's new to me. Video.
It's another time. We'll do it another time when we're not recording it.
There's a lot of manipulation that goes on with centralized exchanges.
And Binance screwed me over $215,000. My screen, someone took a screenshot of my trade. It went viral. I didn't want to tell anyone it was mine. I just kept quiet. I didn't want to tell anyone it was my trade. It had over, I don't know, 1 million views. And everyone's saying, CZ, how come this guy's account is negative? He should be positive. You know, I shorted Ethereum when it was $400, you know, I was trading with Silicon Crypto. By the way, take his course. He's a really good guy. I shorted it at 413, I believe. And then it crashed within 15 minutes. I'm watching a movie with my wife. All you heard was, those were my alarms. Okay. And within 15 minutes, I was up over $258,000. Okay. And it crashed. It crashed all the way down to $325. And then I was like, baby, I gotta go sell. You know, and I'm attempting to get out. And then it said, if you sell now, you're gonna be negative $75,000. I'm like, whoa, I should be up $258,000. And so Silicon told me, he says, look, He called me. He goes, dude, don't sell now. He goes, obviously they realized that they made that there was a problem in their system. He goes, start lateraling out. Just give it some time. Give it several hours. So it took almost like, I don't know, 20 hours or so. I got out. I was up almost $60,000, but I lost the 200 and some odd thousand. They didn't give it to me. I just got out. It's a lot of manipulation. And with the amount of money that I was trading with, I saw it all. I would log into my account, go to a pair, it'll move the price.
See, I've heard some crazy stuff. Well, like not just like
I have screen recordings. I had over like 22,000 screenshots, countless hours of screen recordings. I contacted Binance, showed them all the proof, nothing. And then CZ stopped following me because, I went public with it eventually. And then I deleted it all.
was that
Like, pay me my money.
Was that a couple years ago, Sam?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was, a few years ago.
That's the thing too, is like it's kind of like a learning game, like you can't just
I'm afraid to leverage trade, to be honest. I am. And
It
then
is a learning game.
I mean, I made a lot of big mistakes, in leverage trading. Last year on November 6th, I lost over, several $100,000. I think 400,000 on November 6th got liquidated. I didn't put a stop loss.
I remember because you called me.
Dude, it hurt. Oh my God. And then I went back in. I said, okay, I'm going to do this one more time. And then I didn't put a stop loss again. I fell asleep and I got liquidated again.
That's the problem though when you're trying to chase that. It's like a gamble, isn't it? At that point,
Exactly.
you're not actually trading. You're gambling. You're
I was
trying to
gambling.
chase and get back that gain.
Yep,
That's
I
why
was
it
gambling.
is so hard. It's such a disciplined thing to be in. Like seeing, like I said, like when I saw cock dropping earlier on, I was like, oh, it's dropping. All right, whatever. Like you can't be emotionally attached to it. That's why it's really important to always, like, anyone that I say I help, and I hate helping people because if they lose money, then they're like,
They
well,
blame
I've
you.
lost money now. Yeah, they blame me for it, but I'm like, it's a risk. People only want to know about crypto gains or want to get in when they see you making money. When they're losing, or the
That's
risk
the only time they believe.
yeah, exactly. But they don't want to be there to take the risk that you take to get in those positions.
Right.
But look who's
Yeah, so going back to
joined.
LMT, I think a Dex.
Nate's in here.
Hi, Nate.
Nate, you coming up?
You don't have to share.
Hey guys,
Hi.
How's it going?
how's everyone
What?
doing?
Good, mate. How you
Everyone's-
doing?
Yeah, not too bad. I haven't got my headset on, so I'm not high def anymore.
I haven't got that that voice on anymore. You. Oh, he's muted again. Are you working, mate? Are you at the centre?
Maybe
He's gone. I bet he's busy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
okay
following
then.
him. He's so cool. He's so nice.
Yeah, I love
He's
Nate.
busy all the time.
Dude.
Well, he's actually like the centre's doing really cool. When I last spoke to him, I spoke to him the other day. Like he's got people in there now, so he hasn't got to do as much. He just like watches from his office. We've been talking about doing some cool stuff. We've got some good ideas for like Love.
Cool, though. Like he built that.
Sorry,
He built all of that like with his hands. Like
I think I'm back.
where are you? Oh, there.
Where
I'm
is
at
he?
home.
No, I didn't see your thing moving there. I could see, like, I could hear you, and I thought you joined on our account. Yeah, we're just saying about you being busy all the time, mate. And I was saying that how now you've got people in there running the center, and you're like either playing or in your office. And then Van Ho said that
I'm just
how he built
playing.
that whole center.
yeah, I follow his
Yeah.
his Instagram, and I'm telling you, he's like one of those wholesome people you just like to follow and watch. And,
Yeah.
He's got ADHD like I do, and so like, but obviously on a smaller scale because like, but like I pick things up all the time, and I love seeing him like, he builds things. He built like a kitchen. He like builds
He
like
built his own holds the other week.
Yes, he was building his own holds. He was making magnets. Like I was just like, ugh. I love it. And like he's that one person though that like gets the ADHD. But he finishes. He follows through. I don't ever follow through. So
You
I,
should.
Oh no, you only see the stuff that I finish.
is that what it is? I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, I'll come back to this. It's in the closet. I'm like, I just have a little to finish, and it will sit in there for like 5 years and then never get finished. But yeah,
Yeah, it goes on forever.
it does. But you know what? I really, and we always joke about this, but like, I feel like we're the master of a lot. Like, I've learned a lot of things. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, seeing you build things, your coffee, your center, and sometimes like the behind the scenes of like making Love Monster. I love it. Like it's an all-in-one stop Nate shop. I don't know. I love it. Like he'll remix things with like music and stuff, and the music's always on point. Like I never have anything negative to say. I like to see like he's so nice and wholesome and just like I don't know, like shares like his family life too, and I'm a weirdo that just likes I like that stuff. I don't know. I think people are interesting.
That makes a connection though,
Yeah.
and I think that's like, and like see that obviously Sam started sharing his video, you started doing videos, and I've always said, like I said it in the middle of the year, like maybe. So I'm just trying to do two things at once. I want to do that. I want to get out there more. Like I don't know what to say when I get in front of the camera. So like this is fine because it's normal. And like I feel like I know everyone in here. In fact, like I know some of them I've actually met, but like yeah, I think it's always good to have that I'm done connection with people. Like if you can see them and you can follow, like it I don't know, it builds trust as well, which is always good.
It
And
humanizes people. Like coming into this space, you feel very, you feel like team is in charge, I'm just here. You know what I mean? And so to see them like open up a little bit and show their lives, like it just builds a connection. It builds like this trust and I don't know.
solidifies it.
Yeah, and I don't know. Being in this position, right? Like we see people around the world. So not only like do I get to see Nate in England and just like the type of people dressed differently and seeing that stuff, like I find that stuff so interesting because like the United States, I mean, and maybe it's different everywhere, but I feel like we all look the same. I feel like we all talk the same. You just know. But like I've learned like Christo's in here. I ask him about like holiday traditions, like Dutch Christmas and stuff like that, and I've learned like so many things, like different places like Krampus and like Saint Nicholas, or like we call it Santa Claus, or like Abu has different traditions. Like I love learning about people and like I don't know, just seeing people more human when coming into these spaces and you feel like it's like, oh, like that's the team, like, like they're up there. It's like the principal at school, like, just seeing people human and making that connection, it makes you feel like, oh yeah, at the end of the day, like we're all people. But I
It
don't know.
creates trust.
Yeah. It's
I Yeah, I actually used to get to spend a lot of time and got to know my principal pretty well for the time I was in school because I was always grounded. So I did get to know him. But yeah, I feel that's right. And I do feel that's something I want to do next year is like for all of us, like to be like to do the discords like this, like for new people that are coming in as we continue to grow. It just like you said, it just creates that trust and hopefully builds the community more.
it's so funny.
Like we've got nothing to hide at the end of the day, so we're here and we're all like I said, we're all human.
Yeah, we're all different.
Um,
It is what it is. Like,
yeah.
but look, I was just showing Sam before you got here. My family, this year was like, I've just been talking about the spaces, and trying to explain to non-crypto people crypto and like what you do. It's really hard, so I've just started telling people I make podcasts because like that's what they understand, right?
They know that, yeah.
Yeah. Look, my mom, like,
Ah,
she like got. I mean,
Oh,
yeah, but
Cool.
I work from like my car too. Like I'll hotspot my laptop and take it with me. So, but I'm like I just need to get things set up. I'm just so used to being like versatile. Like obviously I'm in my living room right now. Usually I'll do these things in my bed from home like so like now like having fun
I know
things.
she gets cool gadgets. I get socks.
I like socks. Okay. I did get
That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
We're all growing together at the end of the day. Like, and that's the whole part. Like with the Monster Cast, when you said sometimes like I don't know, like sometimes they've not always gone to plan or we've not been able to do it or whatever. But that's all part of it. Like we're all human, and we're only going to get better with it. With that, at the end of the day, that's the only way to learn is from practicing.
And that's something that's hard for me. So I'm very much in real life a planner. I like a plan. I like to just have like a nice little outline of what the topics will be. And so crypto and then like being in here is really teaching me like, hey, it's okay not to have a plan, right?
Is to go with it.
Yeah, and I'm the type of person that can go with it. Like, working in nursing, working like in education, even working in the restaurant industry, communication is very strong for me. Working in those industries. So coming on here, being myself, asking questions, like that's all me. But sometimes I like to have a game plan, like I'm like, what's the topic for the week? I want to make sure I'm knowledgeable in it. I want to, sometimes I'll
Yeah.
think of questions that aren't too personal because not everybody likes to share that stuff, and that's fine. Like, but this has really taught me like it's okay. Like, I mean, like, not everybody here knows this, but like, we have like a MonsterCast like DM, and I could work on a space the whole week and then no joke, like 30 minutes before, we're like, nope, that's not ready. We can't go with that. And instead of like
That's
internally,
partly my fault though.
no names here. But that's crypto, right? Like it's ever evolving, it's ever changing. And so this is really teaching me to just kind of like live on the spur of the moment. But it's really like I feel like it's growing me as a person in the sense of like, okay, you don't have to always have a plan. You don't always have to have a topic. So I don't know. And
Well,
as
you have a gift for gab, so you have an affinity for that.
And I was just gonna say that, like, I feel like you're a natural anyway, and you're good at what you do. Like, and people like you as well.
thank
Like, you're a
you.
likable person. You can talk. You can talk to anyone. Like, yeah, I think you're natural at doing it, and that's why I asked you and wanted you to have this role.
Thank you. No, I love
You
being here.
deserve it. Because honestly, you are really good.
Dude, thank you so much. And I don't know, you guys already know. Like I like to spread like kindness and like just like all of that. And so, you guys have been kind to me. I go through these spaces. I talk about Sam, I talk about Liam, how great they've been, how great the team's been. Like everybody here has been so kind. And I don't think you get that everywhere. Like just talking to other people in spaces and like even some other teams, they're just like, that's not how it is where I work. And I'm like, I'm just very fortunate to be in this position. Like, yes, I've worked for it. Like I've been in this Discord day and night for like 2 years. So I won't discredit that. However, I just feel like, I do have so much to be thankful for here, and it's great. And I just like to just be like, like that's not where it is where I work. Like I've got people that listen to me. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. And I'm that type of person that I don't get offended, but I'm like, like they're nice and they say that stuff and they're like, I don't know, what do you think? And I'm like, that's really weird to me because like I've never had people like, well, what do you think? How do you think this should go? Like, so it's been different. It's been a different thing. But I love it. Like I'm here for it. And like you said, like I like to talk to people and I can think things quick, and I owe that to like, the restaurant industry, nursing. Like you got to talk to
Yeah.
patients. Like you can't just be like, "Hey, I'm in here to wipe your
It's
asshole," or
experience, though, isn't it?
whatever. Yeah,
People like communication and people skills. Like, if
right.
you can talk, if you feel confident in yourself to talk about stuff, then
Yeah.
that's how it works. And that, and
I
that's
genuinely think everybody should do bar work for at least 6 months of their life.
It
I
is
did it.
Like everybody.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody should. Everybody, like 18, you should be shipped off to a bar or restaurant. Do 6 months there. It's such an eye opener and such a people skills builder.
It is. And it's
Yeah, mate.
That's a good point.
yeah, you really learn about type of people from the restaurant industry. Like, because I was like a hostess, I was a server. But like people will straight out, and it's people are like that here too. Like people are just assholes, but like your food's wrong, like that's not my fault. That's the kitchen's fault. But like I'm like I have to say like I'm so sorry that happened, and offer up solutions. And so like that type of work, like you really do kind of learn of like what type of people are through there. Like you've got people that just don't care. They're paying for it. They want it a certain way. There's people who are kind. They're like, hey, this didn't come out right, and then there's people that won't say anything. But there's and you definitely learn about type of people who are, if you like, rude to like wait staff for no reason, like just those type of people. You're like, oh my God, like,
People shouldn't be rude to anyone full stop in life. I don't think, like, there's no need for it unless someone's been rude to you. But like, you
yeah,
don't need to be rude. There's always a way to deal with something. And
absolutely.
like I said, I've worked in bars and restaurants and stuff before. Like, I've done everything from construction work, working for my dad, and any job. I've pretty much done everything any job I could think of, apart from the one job that I did want to do, which was like a fighter jet pilot, which I know I got to do. Uh,
Love it. Did
yeah,
you
I've
not
done
pass
so many
vision
things.
screening or something?
No, I literally used to want to be a fighter jet pilot, but yeah, like, there's like, again, I think it just comes down to, like, if you're a people person, if you have like that, it's a natural skill, and I think it only gets better with working with people. But like what Nate said, working in bars and stuff, you're susceptible to all these different people, so you learn how to deal with like someone being rude to you or someone being like, it's just,
Yeah,
it's life experiences, isn't it?
you literally
I think
learn.
people have to just stop, being offended. I think that's the biggest obstacle for people. People get offended too easily. You know, if you're at a restaurant or wherever you are and someone says something, I mean, why do you take it personally?
I
Yeah,
don't know, but
Why do you have to wait until someone has to justify their actions? Like, oh my God, my mom just passed away or this passed away. And you're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I, took it too personally, blah, blah, blah. It's like, why do you have to wait until someone has to justify something? Don't. Just quit being offended,
yeah, when I worked at
you
the
know?
hospital, they would share this video all the time about it basically like you're in a hospital setting and you see like the nurse see a patient in the elevator and it shows like these people each day, but it will show the communication between the people and how they seem, like if they seem like just like mad or like just like looking like that, and then it will show like the things that they had to do. So it would show like the doctor who just you know lost a patient in the elevator. It turns out like he, and there's no word spoken, he's in the elevator with like the patient's family member who's crying but like going upstairs to see their loved one last time, who ends up, it's just like screens over to like a nurse crying, like it shows like she also had to deal with this, and it will show like like her husband and them fighting at home. And so like they really like put that into you, like you just truly never know like what's going on behind the scenes, because not everybody's very open about it. You know and yeah, but it just goes to show like you don't know like what's going on in people's lives, and like some things might not upset some people but they'll upset other people, but you just kind of work around it at some point. But yeah, you're right, like I just think people are people, but there are some asshole people out there for sure.
definitely are. Does anyone else want to come up on here and talk today? Say anything? Do you know what? I did see something that was pretty cool that I liked in the Neo Tokyo Discord. They put a thing out saying like, we've now got X amount of graphic designers. We've got this many, but basically an area where people can showcase what they do. So if you are a graphic designer or you're a gardener, or whatever your job may be, they sort of share that in like an index, like a I don't know what to call it. It's basically a section for the Discord, and people put in there what their job role is. So then it's because it's like a networking thing. So say I need a carpenter or something, or there's a carpenter here and he's in my area, I can contact him. Or if I need a graphic designer, I can get a logo. I think that'd be something we should add maybe to our Discord, because we don't know much about the community. Like, all we do is talk about Love Monster most of the time. I think it'd be quite cool to have that. And then if there are people in here that are,
Maybe we can collaborate.
yeah, we can collaborate, or they could, you never know what can happen. Like, or someone that's in the Discord may need one of their skills, and it's just like networking. It's another platform for people to engage and connect with people.
Yeah, we need a jack of all trades channel for the people who know how to fix their own things, because they Google it.
Even if they can't come there, they could do it. They could maybe do it on the Discord. Be like, yeah, I'll help you do that.
Yeah, no, dude, I love that. Like, I like community, obviously. Like, that's my position. But like, I just find people, and I swear to God, I need to quit talking about this, but I do. I just find people interesting. Like, like my story is completely different from somebody else's story, and occasionally you'll find people are like, oh, I worked in nursing too, or I did this too, and you know you've made that connection. But like I think that's a great idea. But that's why I'm also like that person that's not like so like, oh, Discord general is talking about food. I'm like, I don't see the problem with that. Like we're all just communicating. We see what we, you know, like in announcements we see like what
The
there is to
important
see.
stuff.
Yeah. So I never understood that, but I'm here for like that type of thing. Like I'll be in each one just like seeing what the people are
Checking it,
talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
For sure.
Dude, nobody has questions. Nobody wants to come up. Mr. Moneybags, you should come up on StreamCast.
Nate?
Right.
I haven't got a question. I was just moving my laptop.
I thought you wanted to come
But
up
I
with a
get
question.
what Kaylin said earlier about like watching other people's lives. From being in the UK, it's really cool to see like Sam and Kaylin, and then you obviously at your place, Liam, watching the world in different areas and looking at different traditions and seeing just daily life in different parts around the world. Kind of makes you realize how big the world is, but also how everyone's very much going around the same things in their own way.
Yeah.
Of course.
Makes it
Yeah.
seem less scary.
Yeah, everyone feels a lot more like because we're only kind of 6-7 hours away now, aren't we? Everybody, the world's only 7 hours away.
So
Yeah,
crazy.
unless you go to Australia, it's like 20 hours or whatever it is, which is ridiculous for us.
With like
Yeah.
a spider the size of a
But everywhere,
person.
the majority of the world is like you said, 6-7 hours away. Yeah.
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 That's the other thing too that's hard about like these spaces and stuff is like everybody's on a different time. Like it's so hard to find like that one time, like the honey spot where everybody's like awake, but it's like some people like I talk with Matt in spaces sometimes and it'll be 6:30 here and he's like, "Ah, it's like 1 in the morning." I'm like, oof, like people will wake up in the middle of the night for these things or you know super early or whatever, and it's so crazy to just sit here and think like, okay, the sun just came up for me but somebody else is going to bed right now. Like it's just crazy like to think like how big the world truly is, but like it's what it's 2 o'clock here for me and it's probably like 9 for y'all,
9
or
for
you
me.
know,
Yeah.
yeah. So that
It's
like
3 for me.
and my brain logically, like I understand, right? Like I understand how the world works, but it still would sit here and trip me up because I'm like, I'm sitting here talking to you. So I feel like the time isn't, you know, I don't know. It's crazy.
No, we're just time travelers.
Well,
We're just living in the future.
what is it? Like Nowski, he's like the first time of everybody. So like I think today is already like it's the 28th. So I think it's the 29th for him, right? Is that how that works
I think
out?
Nelski should be in my time zone. I think he's UK too.
Oh, you're right. Who is the person
But
that
we're 8 o'clock. We're like 1953 over here, so we're just about to turn into 8 p.m.
who do we always joke with about time travel? It's they're like always way ahead of us. I don't know who it is anymore, but uh oddly, I saw you unmute. You want to come up here and say hey? This guy is like a genius youngster genius. Like his resume is impressive for the age he is. Like pretty
Who's that?
oddly.
Hmm.
He's with okay, I don't know if I don't like
Oh yeah, I met him in. Yeah, I know who that is now. I was looking for the name. Yeah, he's from Neo Tokyo as well. Did
yeah.
the write up on Love Monster.
Yeah, he did the internship with them, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But he does he makes reports and stuff on projects, and ours was pretty impressive. Like I guess he got with you on like a 1-to-1, but I read it and he's
Yeah, I
impressive.
shared some stuff. It is really good. I
Yeah,
actually we should put that on pin it in a channel somewhere or put it in the announcements and like tag him in that.
dude, yeah, we
Like
should.
really in depth research on on all the projects he does.
Yeah, in depth. And I think on him, I don't want to like misspeak or anything. I think he has eventually like his is going to be like a subscription type thing, so like access to his Discord or certain research papers I think eventually are like will be a subscription plan. I don't want to say anything
Yeah,
wrong.
I think that's fair too. Like all the amount of time and detail that goes into like doing these research papers Like it's not just doing any old project. This or
No.
just going high level. It's like in depth.
He had literal numbers too, like the LMT supply, where we were at with that, how much was burned, which now, I've noticed the marketplace does show like how many holders there are, or different wallets maybe, which I found really like
And
adds stuff up.
it shows what you earn on your monster.
I saw that. I didn't look into mine. I didn't want to be kind of sad, but but no, he had some really good things, and he actually had like background information on like us here too, like what we do or like what we bring to the table or like what we're doing. But I really liked that he said, oh god, because I've read this paper a couple times, but he said our project was unique in the way that we utilized people from all aspects. So not just people who have been just in crypto or, you know, spent their lives doing like NFT projects and like devs and artists and stuff like that. Like he recognized each person for what they were individually and what their role was in the team and why what they do with their history. I found that impressive. Like I said, like I like
Yeah, like it's a diverse team and why that added value to each section.
yeah, like the Raji
Yeah, I
one.
think it's really good.
Yeah, it was great. I
Go ahead and if you can hear me oddly, if you want to share that again in the general, and I'll get with you next week when I'm back, and we'll set that up to put an announcement out and share it because I think it'd be good for everyone to read it, even though they know what Love Monster is, but it's still like always good to read.
I'm gonna find it right now just in case. He might just have it in the background or be doing something like I've gotten to talk to him like on a more personal level. He's such a good kid, honestly. Like, and he remember like he's smart where he remembers things. That's one of those things that I like take pride in. Like, if you remember just like a smallest detail about somebody, you're making a connection. Like, if somebody remembers like, hey, yeah, oh, don't you do this, this, and this? I'm like, dude, like, yes, like you just made my day for even remembering that. And so like he has that type of memory where he's like, oh, this is this person. They're so 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 and so, and I'm like, that's that type of person. I feel like that's a utility, like as a person, like freaking
Yeah.
amazing. Sorry, so I'm gonna look for his research paper because I thought it was pretty good, and then I'll put it in the general.
I am gonna have to get off of here in like the next 5 minutes though,
Yeah.
just because my sons are here. But
Oh,
if anyone has any questions they wanted to ask at all or anything they want to go through, like just I'll just see yeah, answer away or ask away, should I say?
like, does Brozilla have any
Hey,
questions?
hey.
Oh, yay! Hey, Audley.
Yeah, sorry if my voice is kind of messed up. I'm sick right now.
Oh, so sorry to hear that.
So, yeah. I wanted to ask you if uh can you launch another like seed round investment for Love Monster token?
So for Avalanche have been asking us if they can do that. We're trying to talk to them about something now. I will announce it probably in the new year because obviously nothing's been finalized. But they would like to do it just for the simple fact to help with the market and engagement. Like if you think about it now, LMT is only sort of known by everyone that's in here. So if we launch on a DEX or wherever we launch, it will be the DEX, but when we launch on a DEX, we need to have as many people coming in and buying it. So if we can create more attention around the project through their marketing means, I think that's going to be work in everyone's favor. So yeah, we are actually talking to Avalanche at the minute about that and what to do, like, because they potentially coming in and also, some other guys. I won't say who it is, but there are a few people that are interested in like doing something and coming into the project to help us scale it up in a big way. But I
Mhm.
will put an announcement about that oddly in the new year once anything's just finalized.
Okay, thank you. And
No
also,
worries.
is the roadmap available currently?
The roadmap for the game for the Arena of Legends that is on the website, and I'm still I'm going to work on that in the new year and finalize it with the rest of the team. But because like I said, the plan for the new year is to bring on more team members and grow the entire team. That may shift around slightly and focuses on different things. So as soon as that's ready and finished, I'm hoping it'll be done within like the first few weeks of January, or by the end of January at least. We'll have the full roadmap ready to release.
Listen, I got about 5 minutes and then I can help you.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Hope you get better soon.
Thank you.
Talk soon. There was some questions in general I just noticed. By the way, people, I'm so sorry I did not notice those. I'm recording this for people who did not were not able to make it. So in the Discord, it looks like we had somebody. Okay, so Dreamskit asked Sam, "What's the trader's YouTube name again, please?"
Silicone crypto.
Can you spell it?
Silicone?
Yeah.
F.
Maybe tag it in the, or share a link if you can, Sam, in the
Okay, here I'll
general.
go to. Hold on. Um, I'll go to my profile here. I'll retweet. This is what I'll do. Hold on, I'm gonna look for it now.
You retweet it, and I'll share it in the Discord for you.
Okay.
And the other
Uh,
person, Abu, what up, Abu? He said that he can't talk right now. He said, "Can you talk a little bit more about Wiener?"
I don't think I should be talking about my wiener in front of everyone right now. No, of course, yeah. Okay, so what does he want to know? I'll go for it, because obviously there's people that, I mean, probably everyone, I'm looking now, everyone probably knows what it is. Obviously, it was a project that I wanted to do back in April or May. It was just some sketches, and it was going to be an NFT project, and I was trying to figure out ways to integrate it with Love Monster. It's not going to be obviously integrated with Love Monster, as I said yesterday to everyone. It was, and then obviously I see what was happening with meme coins. So basically, I decided to create the Wiener coin. It's going to be fully fair launch. So people that I saw, some people saying it's a way for us to make money. It's not, because one, I am personally providing the initial liquidity out of my own money. I'm not keeping any of the tokens. And obviously I've designed all the NFTs, which is my time, and it's going to be airdrop. So the only way I will make any money personally is if I buy that coin. And as I said, I'm more than happy to give this as a project for the community to take over and run with it. Like, it's almost like it was out. I said I was going to do it, and then wasn't going to do it, and then we're doing it. But like, yeah, at the end of the day now, meant to be releasing it tomorrow. I don't want to push it back. I was talking to a few people before about potentially pushing it back just because of the market conditions, but I feel like it could still do well. But yeah, like at the end of the day, Wiener is just going to be a meme coin. Everyone that buys the Wiener coin and holds it, there'll be a snapshot taken, and on the 29th of January, I will airdrop 6,969 NFTs if it gets to that many holders. Well, you'll get an NFT regardless, but basically, the more wallets, the top 6,969 wallets will all get an NFT airdrop to them. If we don't get that many holders, there'll just be less NFTs. There's no utility for the NFT. It's literally a cool wiener picture to look at and admire. Stroke it, do what you want to do with it. It's just fun. That's literally all it is. I'm not in it to make money. I'm in it just because it's a fun project, and I thought, why not? I didn't want to do like a Love Monster meme token. I've seen all of these other founders from other projects that are on Avalanche have released meme coins. I thought, let's do one. And if it means that everyone in here knows about it on the day, which everyone knows it's fair launched, and you can all make a bit of extra money, then I think that's what everyone wants. I think it's good. Honestly, I don't see any negatives. At the end of the day, Maverick Meta Labs is the company that's building Love Monster, and there's we're going to build other projects in the future. Like, there will be other things that come out from Maverick Meta Labs. I've had, like, so many people have contacted me about the pioneering program, that would like us to help them build stuff. And just at the minute, everyone knows my focus is 100% Love Monster. The Wiener token hasn't taken any time up because it was already built. It was literally make the token, deploy it, add some liquidity, and let it go. So yeah, I mean, any questions, Abu, or anyone in here that wants to talk about Wiener, let's talk about it. Like, I'm a fully open book. Nothing else.
I don't know if was able to hear or not. That was like a 30-minute ago question that I just missed.
I just see that Oddly says, "Did you guys dump on cock?"
Nope.
And no, I cashed out in the quite a decent amount in the beginning. I took out like most of what I had, but I'm still holding in over like two wallets. I've still got a large amount in there. I'm waiting for it to go up, and when it hits a certain target or it gets listed certain place, I will sell. I'll come out of it probably 80 or 90% of what I'm holding, and I don't know what I'll do with the money. I'll probably use some of it to sweep some of the floor for Love Monster, and then I've got more NFTs that I can redistribute to new holders. Because that's what I always say. There's no point me giving away more Love Monsters to current Love Monster holders. Like, we want more players. So yeah, I just read what you said, Oddly, if that answers your question too.
That's what I did.
I think people look at my wallet anyway. I think they've found one of them, and it's
I think I saw it shared the other day, and I was like, I think I know whose wallet that is, but I'm not gonna comment. Like, I'm not gonna comment. But they were just pointing out like this account would buy like dips and stuff is what it was about. But I saw it in I think it was a Buckcast, or maybe it was just like a thread on Twitter or something, but I was like, I think I know whose fault that is. And then I was just like, I'm just not going to even mention anything about it. But I was kind of like, I think I know whose that is. But
yeah.
they're
I mean, I was fortunate. I literally set alarms. I actually thought it was in the morning. I got the time zones messed up, and I had like 2 alarms set. I got up early to try and buy it, and then it was in the afternoon, so I was sitting there refreshing, and I think I was actually on a call with a team, and I was like, Igor, I can't buy it, and he was like, is it because I was like asking him if he could check the contract to make sure it was like all good, and it was, and unfortunately Igor missed out on cock. Even my brother called me up. He was like, why didn't you tell me to get it when you did? But he eventually got in.
I was in that first wave of like, well, the first like open wave, I'll say. And I think I found it like probably right before you did. But I was like, okay. Like, we already know here, like, Van Ho's pockets are smaller. Like, I'm not that type of person that's ever gonna just like be like, oh yeah, like it is what it is. So at the time I only had an AVAX, which was sitting at $26. I invested $26 into cock. And I just got really fortunate. And so I did paper hand my first set of cock, but I cashed out at like $1,600. And
Good for you.
Still good.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
thanks. So I bought the dip.
People never
That's a-
go broke.
That's
Taking
a good
profits.
Christmas.
Dude, yeah, well, and it's sitting in my wallet right now, so it's kind of depreciated due to the fact that AVAX is down right now, but that's fine. It's gonna come back up, and it's honestly, it's like what we need in this community, anyways. Like that's what our project's on. I'm gonna need the however many AVAX I got out of it for it, anyways, no matter the price, right? So, I ended up buying like the dip whenever we hit that major dip. So I think I've got like I don't know how much I have right now. I mean, obviously the price point on it, I'm not looking at it right now, but like what I have in now, like it's just gonna stay in there for a while because I kind of really curious to see how like these dips and stuff go. And especially with all like the data that's been coming out and information is like before they go on like exchanges and stuff, like how the people who had already bought into this that work with the exchanges will completely offload because that's what they want. They want people to sell. They want to pick them up at a smaller point. So, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to claim I know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like holding on to like the rest of the stuff. And as it goes down by just like a little bit more, like that's where I'm at now. With it, like I'm like, don't look at it because if you look at it right now, you'll be really sad. But honestly though, like it's community wise, I've brought like a bunch of new friends our way. And with the chicken partnership, I think it's gonna be like good thing for all of us. But to answer Audley's question, I think most of it, because he missed the intro of this, like I think we all said the same thing. We exchanged a little bit and then ended up just kind of like buying some dips, and we're gonna hold all those. But
I just bought the dip.
did you just buy it?
Yeah.
It's down
I
Yeah.
got in late. I got in almost at the top. I got in, I doubled my money, got greedy, I didn't sell, even though I knew I should have sold and I didn't. Um, and then it dumped, and then I bought more. Then it went up. I made a little bit more money, should have sold again. I knew to sell, I didn't sell. Due to FOMO and everything else like that. And then it dipped again. And I just recently bought today, this morning.
Nice. It's I think it's a
Yeah,
good buy in
I
tone right
wouldn't.
now.
I wouldn't. I personally am not. I'm not selling right now. Because why would you sell now when it's low when you could high? But a lot of people do get fearful. That's all what we was talking about before. Like all this manipulation from centralized exchanges. Like as soon as they get involved, it gets messy because they buy up so much. They can control the price and they can do what they want. They have bots. They can dump prices down, pump it up. So yeah, me personally, I'm holding. I don't want to tell anyone what to do. Like do it. It's your own money. Like I'm not. I'm not
Right.
giving anyone
I was going to
financial
say
advice.
that's the scariest thing for like someone in your position now, Liam. Is you do something like that, you get this, you've done all your research, you get this really big hit, and then everybody knows you got a big hit. And then they ask you, and you say, "Oh, I think I might be going on this one," and someone puts their life savings on it because you said it was good. And
And they've
like,
got nothing. Yeah.
and that is like that's a hard position to be in. I don't envy that position that you're in at all for that.
That happened to me, Nate, past couple of
Yeah,
years. I run into people at the grocery store and, they invested in some of the stuff that I invested in. And some guy said, his $18,000 turned into like $600. He said 1,000, but I calculated it was about 600. And I was like, ooh, and that was the guy's
yeah,
life savings. Yeah. And I felt so badly for him. But you know what? He made money and he didn't sell. He got greedy like everyone
yeah,
else, you know. And my assets, depreciated in some of the altcoins I had, you know.
Well, I mean,
yeah. You
One,
invest what you can lose. That's like
right.
the main thing that everyone has to realize: invest what you're willing to lose.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
if
you
it
can.
goes,
It's like horse racing. You can look at the form. You know if the horse has won well. You know the ground. You know the jockey. But they could still break a leg when they come out of the stable. Like it's
Right.
and not only that, but I feel like, each of us have a different situation, right? So if you're just like, oh, I came in late, we were talking about like, different people have different financial means. So at the time, I only had an AVAX to invest, right? Like that's just is. And so like, for some people this really was a blessing, like, turning $26 into $1,600. Like some people would look at that and be like $1,600, that's like chump change. But like to me, to my family, like that's a big amount of money, right? And so like investing what you have the means to, like, that like they tell you in crypto, like it's a gamble. Obviously, that's why we're here. I think we like,
This whole thing's a casino.
it's a casino, but like
yeah,
you don't know. Like you truly don't know. You can literally look at the history of it, grab an idea, form an idea for yourself. But it's also taught me too, just like you were saying, like the higher position you're in, the more eyes are looking at you. And so like, and that's another thing like people don't see. So like Liam and me were just talking about how like we got in the beginning. Like we got in when it was like very low. Like AVAX was $26. Like in but the amount that we got with that much like was still a good amount compared to somebody coming in later, putting $26 in and probably getting like a fourth of what we had bought. So that's another thing
I
like
got in at
people,
the very minute it opened.
as soon as I saw it, I was like, cock, Wojak, Chikn. Yeah, no, I'm going in on this because they don't let things go. Like, that's something I really appreciate about that community. So I'm like, this type of community backing this project, because it's not like 400 people. Like, Chikn is thousands of people. Um,
Yeah,
and and the other thing I really like about them too is like they're more realistic. They're like, like some of them are like, oh, hodl your cock, blah blah blah, and then you got the other people who are like, dude, you turn that into a blessing. Like, don't shame them for that. Like, so I appreciate that. But like you said, like as soon as I saw it come on, I was like, I don't meme coin. I was like, Jared, let's, or I should say Egger, let's not dox him. Egger was like, hell no, we don't do meme coins. There's a reason. I'm like, here's the facts though. This is who it's backed by. This is like, I'm like, Wojak is really smart. If you've ever talked to him on like a personal level or just been in his presence, him and Gribbly, like they know what they're talking about. They're very intimidating too. But they're the type of people that will ask questions for you to think. They're the type of people that want you to think for yourself. They're like, don't ask like, should I invest right now? They're like, look into it yourself, learn about it yourself, you know, and part of learning is failing. So, people like him, they're like, yeah, you see me being successful now, but you didn't see how many times I've lost in order to grow and become to where I am now. And so I think there's so many factors in crypto that you need to look into because, like, you know, Sam was saying, like, I've lost this amount, I've done this, but I've also made this. Like, there's winnings, there's winnings, there's losses. There's winnings and there's losses. But it's a gamble at the end of the day. Nobody can sit
You know what I think the goal should be? Rather than focusing on being rich, I think people should focus on being debt free. And then, the feeling that you get from being debt free. You don't have to work as hard, you see, to pay that credit card bill, the high 20, 30% interest rate, your mortgage, whatever it is. You don't have to work as hard. So the quality of life changes. So you went from, making payments like this much, right, to this much, and you don't have to make as much to live a really decent life. And I think people don't see that. I think people think about the fancy cars, the jet planes.
Yeah.
No matter how much money I make, I'm not going to buy a jet plane. I'll rather rent one.
Yeah.
But
I
I
think
won't
that's
do
it. So many people, like you say, Sam, everyone gets stuck into this materialistic mentality of I have to have this, I have to have what they've got, I have to have what they've got. And then they have to make enough money to have that and sustain that. And then they almost lose happiness. I think there's a really good podcast with Dan Bilzerian on Joe Rogan. And he was saying about he bought everything. He bought every Ferrari, every Lamborghini. He just bought a yacht. And he was
And he
like,
realized he
if I
probably
go,
didn't need it all.
yeah, he's like, if someone gives me a Lamborghini, it won't even raise my dopamine a smidge. I'll just be like, yeah, cool, cheers.
Yeah, and I think
He's like, so what is he going to do on a daily basis to get a high anymore?
Help people. That's what I learned. When you go out and help people,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
I do that all the time. Whether I'm at a
Yeah,
store.
Yeah, I like to
And
fill other people's tanks. That's what fills my tank. Like
yeah,
giveaways, I'm like, if I've ever done a giveaway, like I've sponsored it myself. Like I will buy something off the market, turn around and give it away. Why? It makes me happy. Like two, it gets eyes on the project. That's besides the point. But like happiness, right? Like yeah, at one point, like you're gonna end up getting to where you thought you would be happy, but then you're gonna get to this point and you're gonna realize, oh, but I need more. Like I need more, I need more, I need more. And I was just talking to Nate about this recently. Like, happiness obviously isn't linear. But you
a
will
bottle of wine could buy you happiness. I want to be excited.
yeah,
I'm like we search so hard to find happiness. We think money, oh, that will give us happiness. Being in the now, like where's the happiness coming from the now? But I don't know how I got on there. So sorry, I just stole the convo.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm like Liam said he had to go like 20 minutes ago. So,
Yeah, I can hear my sons in there now. They're fine. They're watching a film.
are they?
But yeah,
I'm like, okay, but you don't see them as much. So I feel like any other questions? Let's get Liam with his kids.
yeah. Has anyone asked any other questions?
yeah, 100%.
Money for love. Thank you, Liam.
Nate, really quickly, what are you using to talk? Your iPhone or phone?
Me?
Yes.
I think we
Are
both said me at the same time.
Are you using a microphone? Like
Oh no, I'm on a Dell laptop now. My all my studio setups in the office, and
you have a
I'm
headset
being
on?
truth. No, just purely straight through the microphone in the laptop.
Pretty clear and loud.
Oh, is it? It's just I just got a new laptop, it's just a Dell. I'm in full house husband mode at the moment.
How's my voice compared to Kaylin's? Is mine louder?
No, Nate.
About the same on the audio levels. Yours is crystal clear though, Sam.
And what about Liam's compared to mine? Does his gain need to be increased a bit?
Can you do a test, Liam?
What do you want me to say, mate?
No, it sounds good. There's no background noise, no hissing.
Okay.
Yeah, yours sounds really loud. But Kaylin sounded quiet when I have you turned up, so I have to turn when you talk, I turn it down, and when Kaylin talks, I turn it up. But she's actually clear, and I think it's the same.
Yeah, everyone sounds good.
Here's my
Everyone
problem.
sounds crisp. I say mine isn't balanced at all. This is literally just I've just got the laptop balanced on my stomach and I'm just chatting.
Yeah, I don't ever use these. I was trying to set up my microphone, but it didn't want to work with OSBI. Or, sorry, that's what something called here as OSBI is like Oklahoma Bureau of Investigations. But OBS, like to record the background, it didn't want to work with my microphone. Like if I mute on here, like right, like I can mute and I can go on, but it was taking the feed from just the microphone. So all I could hear was background noise, and I was like, since I'm recording this, I'll mess with that later. So I just did what I had at the time, but now I know for future references, I'll have everything
No, you
set up.
sound clear, like I.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Normally I'm on my iPhone speakerphone, so which one's
I
better?
just want to say one thing while I'm on here. So I'm just Eagle. Can you hear me? Because obviously everyone is.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so everyone obviously, but we spoke about the wiener thing before. So while I was on here, and let me just share my screen because this is what puts me off launching wiener.
Wait, your voice is kind of low. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, let me just
Let me.
share my screen and pull this up. So this is what I don't want. So I just seen that Mad Skulls had partners had done this Chuck thing, and
Oh
I've
my.
just seen it's gone up and no one could sell. It literally launched like an hour ago, at 8 o'clock. And I think I only put like 7 AVAX into this. But everyone got locked in, no one could sell, and now it's down here. And this is not what I don't want people to think, or at the end of the day, it's not going to be us doing it. I'm not going to even sell anything. So if this happens, it isn't me selling, by the way, people, because I don't want people to think I wouldn't do anything to jeopardize Love Monster, you know? I just wanted to put that out there. Like, I don't know why they couldn't sell, but Eagle messaged me saying that no one could seem to sell, but the people did sell, sold, and now it's dumped, like down to where it launched at, and it's not getting bought back up. Or if it is, people are continuing to sell, but it's not moving basically. So I just wanted to sort of share that. I don't know why I wanted to share it, but just if when we do Wiener tomorrow, this won't happen.
Well, if it does, it'll be a good meme. I mean, it looks like a wiener.
Looks similar to the ones in my DMs recently.
But yeah, I don't know why that happened. Why people can't sell? Maybe there's something in the contract. Is there anything in the contract, Eagle, or something they can't sell? Because I know there was a meme that did this the other day. And they launched a token or a coin, meme coin, and only certain wallets were whitelisted or enabled to sell, and everyone was buying and no one could sell, and they all got locked in, and it was a honeypot basically.
Is it that mad one? Because that happened to me.
No, Mad is Mad Skull's coin he made. Could you not sell either?
So here's what happened. I did I did buy that coin. However, I thought, crap, I might have put in the wrong contact address, like on a, like people put a bunch of
Yeah, the
different.
contract. Yeah, they make copies.
Right.
Yeah.
So I did that and nothing popped up. I'm like, shit, right? I'm like, I just sent my money somewhere else. So I was like, okay, while I have this pulled up, I'm gonna do the swap and send it back to my wallet. It turned it to Wavex and locked it somewhere else. I don't know what happened. So I went to the MAD website. Turns out I did have the right contract address. They aren't allowing swaps or something until after a certain date. So I think what happened was I got mine put in a lockup. I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know what
really?
happened. I still don't know if I did the wrong one. But I found like their website and I found something like something about like there were like dates on there and stuff. At the end of the day, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna. It was only like half an
Do
hour.
you have the wrap Davax in your wallet though? Yeah.
No, it's not in my wallet. That's the thing. It was sent somewhere else. I'll send you a screenshot, or I'll send you
Yeah,
the
yeah.
link.
Send it to me and I'll look at it for you.
Yeah,
And yeah,
but I did end up in a honeypot recently on accident with it wasn't Kimbo. I got swooped by the wrong Bobs. And so thankfully I'm like, I only invest a little bit to make sure it works and then I'll go in. But I was just in after that point, I like of 3 different ones doing that. I was like, I'm not gonna be doing any more right now, obviously. But yeah, I'll send screenshots of those because that happened with another one too. So I just thought maybe it was me, maybe
There
it
was
wasn't.
there was a Santa. There was something Santa, and I actually jumped on there because I was gonna buy into it, and I jumped on their Discord, and there was like there were English guy. Well, 2 of them sounded like they were English. One of them was American, and they were just like
The Kimbo?
I just didn't. I don't know if it was Kimbo or not, but just the sound that they were like. I'm obviously English, and I know if I can hear someone's it wasn't just their accent; it was their mannerisms, the way they were speaking. I was like, I'm not giving these guys anything. Like these just sound like absolute ruggers.
Literally.
Like you can, yeah, you can tell.
Which
But
coin is this
unfortunately,
for?
I think it
this
is
was one. It was like something hot dogs or something like that. It was like Santa's. I don't know what it was. I just unfollowed and left.
It is Kimbo because their thing is a dog and it had like a Santa hat on it. Yeah, so the guy that was running it, Lonzo, because I am friends with him. He does. He has like a very like he lives like Middle Eastern, but he's English, so his accent is very. But like you were saying, like you learn people's accents, right? And I've had people come to me before. They're like, I don't trust that guy. He sounds like he's from Cambridge.
And it's
But
just as well you can tell from like yeah, and the way that you can tell when people know what they're talking about or they're I don't know. I don't like going into VC. That's why I've never done it myself. Like I've never been like Love Monster's going to the moon. Like we're building something,
yeah,
and I feel like you can only show what you're building through building it. Like don't hype people up and tell them all this like fluff, blowing like smoke up their ass. Basically, like I hate all that. And I'd rather pass up on something and lose money than potentially have earned X.
yeah. Meme coin season. Keep
I fell
investing.
for that with Bitcoin, BitConnect. I even got my brother in on BitConnect, and but that was years ago. That was before that was my last actual ever time I lost on crypto, and yeah, I lost on BitConnect, and
Ouch.
yeah, like I got my brother in on it. My brother got one of his friends in. Like my brother sold his motorbike to get in on it, and a few days later that rugged. Like he got his friend in the day after. It's funny. It's not funny because it isn't
No,
funny.
right.
But like his friend put like 1,000 in, and the day after he put this money in, they pulled out. I even got my girlfriend to my fiance to invest. She put like 500 in, and she always says to me, "When will I see that 500?" I'm like, "You're never gonna see that. That's gone."
That's gone.
Yeah.
No, I
I
love
don't
it.
suppose any of you guys were in the scene long enough to do the. Anyone remember Cryptsy? That
I
was
know
like
just
back
you.
in.
Yeah, mate. I
That
lost
was right back in
all
the
my
day. That
love
was
fund
literally
savings
like,
because of that.
wow. That was like, yeah. I lost like 9,
I
10
remember that.
Bitcoin on that. That was like,
Oh my god.
that still stings.
I got
They
my
just
first
vanished.
Bitcoin
Literally,
for
it's like it was just like as big as Binance, and imagine it just goes like overnight. It just goes, and every coin just vanishes. They just close down.
that was like WorldCoin when I was in that. I got in
Yeah,
WorldCoin, and that was I literally spent I think it was £17,000. Me and my friend James, or he was a friend. He thought I rugged him with that. We
I
bought
remember that
miners.
story.
Yeah, and we literally I had a garage conversion anyway, so it was already converted. It was my office, and we had all these miners set up. I had this kid come out from Canada. I flew him out to stay with me. I flew him out from Canada to set all these miners up. We was mining this coin called WorldCoin WDC, and the day before we was about to cash it all out into Bitcoin, just rugged. They just disappeared, went, and we
yeah.
was like left with all these coins which were worthless. But
I
the
You know, I
love
worst
was
part for
Worldcoin.
me was the BitConnect because I was buying Bitcoin, and like I had Bitcoins that I bought at like $280, $300, and I was
Yeah,
putting it into this BitConnect, but for their coin, yeah, it was just I should have
I
seen
always
it, and
tell
I
my
like
friends to invest what they can afford to lose, but I receive confirmation from them that they understand that. And you know, some people just plow through it. Like I had a friend of mine who I told him to invest in this one particular coin. He didn't get in when I got in, and then you know when it like 20x'd, he got in, and then it dumped, Now he's down a few $100,000, and he's sour about it. I mean, I would be too. But he didn't listen to me when it was, at the floor.
It's easy to look back. Like you can look back at anything and say you can look back
Exactly.
at Coin and be like, oh yeah, I wish that was me. I wish I'd made like 6-7 figures on Coin. It's like, yeah, but when it was a brand new coin he'd never heard of, were you
Right.
willing to throw 4 figures at it?
Right,
Because you
exactly.
can throw 4 figures all day long, 100 times a week at something, and nothing pops.
Exactly. Yeah.
But nobody's willing to take that punt. It's the people that take the punt. I mean, there's everybody that makes money. There's 1,000 that don't.
Yeah, it's that whole thing, isn't it? Like taking the risks. It's like
Like
if you've
the
taken them
biggest
risks.
risk I've taken. Oh, go ahead, Lee. I'm sorry.
No, it's the same thing. Like I was saying, like people always are quick to judge you on like, oh, you did this on that, but haven't seen the journey you've been on with all the losses you've taken and all the risks and all the time you stay up late at night studying this stuff. Like I always get people text me saying, why don't you tell me about this sooner when a coin pops or something? I'm like,
Because I didn't know.
well, I was the one that's been like researching this stuff for however many weeks or days or whatever it's been. Like, what do you want me to do? Just start texting you and say, buy this now? Because I've just spent the last 2 weeks researching a project. Like, you shouldn't. And at the end of the day, if it went down, then you'd be crying at me, telling me, why did you tell me to put this money in? So that's why it's sometimes best just to keep it to yourself and go on.
When my family was like, so how much do you want to put in for me? I was like, no, we're not going to do that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be in charge of people's money. Like, that's another reason, like, why I don't want to be like, like a CEO. I don't want to deal with people's money. I don't want that responsibility, right? But I was telling my cousin about it because, he's, man, we all like these cock puns. They're funny. But he was like, well, so you're going to tell me how much to put in and how much to put in and how much I'll get out. And I was like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, I don't even know how much you put in, what you'll get out at this point. Like, it's already been a few days. Like, that's how
Yeah.
it skyrocketed was in the first few days. So I'm like, oh, that's just like one of those things where I'm like, not not a financial advisor. Like, I don't.
Right. People, same thing. People, call me and they'll say, hey, man, we're friends. Why don't you tell me to do X, Y, and Z? I'm like, dude, no, I can't call everyone.
Yeah,
Like,
because
you
you'd
got to
miss
manage
out
your
as
own
well.
money.
That's why I like those people that are like, that's one thing I appreciate about Be Well was always like, you need to do your own research. You need
For
to
sure.
read these Medium articles, like,
Or maybe we should create a hedge fund. Like,
maybe.
you know what? If you want me to do the trading for you, maybe we should. And that's when Liam and I came up with the Goodwin.
Yeah.
Goodwin
That was last year,
funds.
right?
What's that?
That was last year, was it? Or the year before?
That was in 2022, early 22, when we were in Times Square. Remember, we were driving right through Times Square, and I said, Goodwin, good win. How do you go wrong with good and win? Goodwin funds.
You are one of those people that has like names that just kind of just
Yeah.
like
I've been like that since I was a kid. I
I
always
like
had to play on words.
yeah. See,
Yeah. My kids always told me that whenever they had their quizzes and tests, I was the guy who would study with them because I would help them remember, you know, whatever it is that they're studying through like phrases and mnemonic devices.
yeah,
Like
that's
here, I'll give you one. Here's the one. You'll never forget. The word is truculent. Okay? It means inclined toward conflict, eager to fight. So the phrase is um, the truck. I mean, no, truck you lent. Okay, that's the phrase. And then the sentence is, I want you to picture a truck on the side of the road with the hood open, steam's coming out, flat tires, and the guy's looking at it going, "Arr!" He's truculent, right? So and the sentence is the truck you lent, Uncle Frank made him truck you lent.
we have the same brain. I teach
You
my
see?
kids
How do you
how to
forget that? Truck you lent,
and I tell them I'm like it may sound
right?
stupid to you, but
Hey,
you'll
you
never
sound
forget it.
truculent.
You'll never
Slow down,
forget
calm
it.
down. You're truculent right now.
Sorry.
So how do you forget that?
Yeah.
You don't. Um, so I bought my kids a book called Vocabulary Cartoons, and so that helps them with their SAT, words and such.
Funny. I still spell Wednesday, Wednesday, like
That's how I pronounce it in my head.
Yeah. I've taught my kids weird things like that too, but in nursing school, like that's what got me through was making up like acronyms and like like homeostasis is like the normal your body's normal state. And so like homeostasis I would always think of like homey, like it's like somebody you're comfortable with, it's always like the same. So yeah, I would have to think of silly things like that. And so teaching reading to young children. Like I have a 9-year old, he's autistic. He is delayed, but like spelling, like math, he can look at numbers and be like, "Oh, that's like 42." Just looking at it, like computes it. But spelling is not his strong suit, which if you've ever taught children how to read, it's hard. There's there's like two and two, but they mean two different things. They're spelled differently. Like teaching them how to spell and stuff, right? Like that stuff's hard. And so I would teach him little ways to remember words and he'll say like, "Mom, that's so stupid." I'm like, "But does it work? Like that's who cares as long as it works? Like whatever
Yeah,
gets
as
you
long as they're
through, right?"
remembering it.
Exactly. So me and Sam, I'm like, I have to think of things like that to get them to stick, but so funny. "Mom, that's stupid." I'm like, "Okay, well, did it work?" All right.
I I am gonna have to jump off now.
Same.
So yeah,
Thanks for coming
this.
on. Thanks for taking
No,
questions.
thank you. Thank you for like doing these shows. This is like obviously the
Been
last
great
one of the
catching up.
year. Yeah,
Appreciate
mate,
it.
we have to do another one, Nate. I've actually had a few people that want to do podcast. I've got a podcast in Tokyo next year, but I've had a few other people reach out that want to do podcasts and stuff like that. Maybe we should get on some and go through like the game stuff and that. I think that'd be cool, mate, if we could do some of
Yeah,
them
that'd
and
be cool.
Yeah.
talk about it and do. Maybe we could get one scheduled in with Miss Van Ho Ho.
Hold up. I'm like, you already know because I've been
Yeah,
I've been in
I didn't.
meetings with you. I have way better cameras and light than this. This was
Busy.
impromptu, so but no, I would love to do that.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
That'd be
It'd be
really
good. I
cool.
think it'd be good to like go through like start from way back, like how the idea of the game started and everything else to go into like where it is now. I think that'd be good fun
Yeah,
having.
I think 2024 is just looking to be a really good big year.
Yeah, I'm excited. Also,
Definitely.
I do have those graphics still on my phone from like the beginning of why do I always do that? Love Monster. I always want to say Munster. I don't. Anyways, I think
Monster.
those are great. Yeah, you'll hear it sometimes. It'll be like Munster, and I'm like, oh God, stop it. Anyways, thank you for taking the time to come on today, Nate. It was great to hear from you. Sam, always good to hear from you. Oddly coming up, thank you. Who else asked questions? I think Kryptonite came up. Thank you so much. And thank you for taking the time for the last spaces of the year.
Of the year.
Of the year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
What? It's
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, guys. Thank you, everyone, for obviously sticking around and being here. And I'll speak to you before, but yeah, speak to you in 2024.
2024, baby. All right. See you guys
See you
later.
guys next year.
Yeah.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
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 Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.